Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Amibo World Wrestling. It is the official first impressions stream. That is right, with over 5 years in the making. Some of you know these characters very well. Some of you have never seen them before, but trust me, every single one of them has a backstory and something to learn about them. I, though contractually obligated, supposed to be joined by Eric Mistoff, but he's not here. Couldn't exactly say that's not on par with his character. Am joined
exactly
today by instead a very, very good choice to have for a co-host over Eric Mistoff. I mean, I don't mean to be a hater, but Adam Pierce, ladies and gentlemen, that is right.
Thank you, Mr. Excalibur. I appreciate the flattery, but it's not needed. I do enjoy commentating when necessary, but later we will be joined by Eric Mistoff after I throttle him for being late to our first stream. But we got a really good card for you guys set up today. We're going to start off with the Golden brand, which is my brand, with a big brawl between two excellent fighters, very skilled, and we're going to move to a triple threat on the Shattered brand. That's going to be very interesting to see. We'll let you know on the people in that match later on, and then we'll finish the first part of this stream with our FAS, which is our development brand, and then that will lead us into a 32-man tournament just to showcase our best fighters and their abilities for you guys to get your first impressions on AWW.
And that's right, ladies and gentlemen, that is all this is about here tonight, is first impressions. We are going to see a very, very good portion of our roster tonight, so even though it might seem like it's going on a bit longer, it is well worth it to learn to love these characters that we have here for you tonight. So without further ado, let's just get right on into the first match with that, and I'm going to leave it to you to tell us who's going up first.
All right, our first match is we have a newcomer to AWW. He has not been here very long, but he has already made a name for himself as one of our most skilled fighters on the roster. His name is Dojo Samson, and he is an expert martial artist training under our own Gil Fistman, who, if you did not hear about our exhibition match last week, or a couple weeks ago, he injured one of our fighters almost immediately. So he is a very skilled fighter, and this is his protege, Dojo Samson.
Dojo Samson, oh my goodness, what to say about the man. I've seen this man work before, and he is a very, very skilled technician, but also a very, very capable powerhouse in the ring. So you're really facing the best of both worlds, but when you're on the other side of the ring from him, it seems like the worst of both worlds. Because trust me, that is not an opponent that you want to take lightly.
Mm-hmm. Dojo Samson may move a little slower, but his defense and his turnaround is impeccable. Now, moving on to his opponent, we have 6-time boxing lightweight champion Mac Dijon, hailing from the Bayou of Louisiana.
Now, Mac Dijon, like you said, is a southern menace. When it comes to being in the ring, when it comes to fighting for the fight, it doesn't matter what it takes. He knows how to look for an opportunity because he grew up scrapping. He grew up doing this. This is not just a job for him. This is a lifestyle for Mac Dijon. He is a born and raised combative soul. And honestly, for a first match, you got two people that just love nothing more than to throw their fists around at other people.
Mm-hmm. So we'll see how it stacks up. Mac's boxing ability versus Dojo's expert martial arts tacticians.
Alrighty, and without further ado, let's just go ahead and get this first match started. Oh, a little bit of technical difficulties there. And feel free to let us know in the comments whether or not our quality of sound is good. We have a little bit of music going on in the background. We currently do not have the in-game music due to copyright reasons. We are looking for a backing soundtrack. Hey, it's Mac Dijon. That is right. Oh
Dojo
my goodness! What?
Taking his own stock after hitting Mac Dijon twice.
You have to ask yourself, when you see something like that, was it on purpose? Was it a bluffing tactic? Was it him trying to be disrespectful? It was just confusing, Annam.
You know, I think it might be nerves. This is the first time the fighters are live. Several hard hits by Mac Dijon right there.
That is true. You have to wonder, after 5 years of being in the element of doing strictly expedition matches in front of a very small group of people, now to be on a worldwide stage where anybody could see them and judge them, the fighters are in a very delicate situation, a fragile state of mind, as you could say. Dojo Samson, at 129%, still putting up a hell of a fight, though, at 2 stock. Oh my goodness, a hard rock of a punch puts Mac Dijon down a stock.
Now, they may seem tied as far as stocks, but you gotta remember, Dojo is already up to 142.
And you can see that steam rolling off of his body, showing how exhausted he is. He is ready to unleash his final attack, though. Oh my goodness! Oh, he catches Mac Dijon, and it puts him right up in the air. But Mac Dijon with his own receipt ready to go. But you have to wonder, is he going to pull the trigger on that? Because Dojo Samson... Oh!
Disrespectful, flying off the stage just to prove a point to Dojo Samson. You do not mess with Mac Dijon.
Now, that combative nature definitely gets him the advantage in most situations, but you have to wonder, was that a smart move to unleash an ultimate attack on him when he was already that low in the fight? He could have saved it to help him in this final stock, but now he's getting the receipts as a newly invigorated Dojo Samson comes at him with full power.
Well, I think Mac, being the veteran that he is more than prepared to take Dojo Samson right now.
That is true. He has a lot of flair. Oh, both fighters caught in a stalemate. A good old Mexican standoff right there on the edge of the platform. Ooh, but Dijon is taking his licks right to Dojo Samson's doorstep.
Fighters going blow for blow here. Honestly, I think Mac has this in the bag. He's still sitting at 2 stocks, but...
Ooh, I wouldn't speak so soon the second you say
Samson, it could be anybody's game still.
That is indeed seems to be the case, as Dojo Samson almost can hear us from the commentary booth as he steps up his game and takes Dijon down a peg. Ooh, a beautiful recovery from Dojo.
Mac trying his hardest to end the fight right here. And he does with a excellent right hook.
Beautiful right jab, I would say. Right jab, right to the abdomen, kidney shot. I would honestly be looking at Dojo Samson's liver after a fight like that. Pushed to his edge 3 times in a row. Well, honestly, twice if you consider that first stock, which I'm still confused about. Do you think at the end of the day that was nerves, or was he a little bit too big for his britches at the beginning of this fight?
I'm going to go with my theory that it was nerves. He seemed to pick up himself after that initial trip that he had. He came very close to eliminating Mac Dijon, even with the disadvantage there.
That is true. That is true. Now, beautiful fight either way. Both fighters really putting their all out there, giving us a nice, evenly matched show of their strengths. And without spending too much time on it, let's go ahead and move right into the next fight. I believe this is a triple threat.
It is. So this triple threat is between a veteran of AWW and 2 newcomers. Our veteran is our very own Lukey Luke. He may look like a child, but he packs a punch and he commands magic, actually.
Oh my goodness. So you were trying to say that this combative promotion of fighting in hardcore wrestling does not just include physical attributes, but also the mystical and perhaps metaphysical?
Indeed.
Oh my god. I've never had the pleasure to commentate over a fight so violent.
So, our first competitor, again, being the veteran Lukey Luke. He's been here almost since the beginning of AWW. He was one of our first fighters to join back in the OVW days.
Oh my goodness, Lukey Luke. Now, I've never been very familiar with Lukey Luke. He's a bit new to me. I am not the most veteran on the team here at AWW. I'm a very good color commentator, but when it comes to the backstories of our lovely team of combatants, I'm not always the brightest. So if you could fill us in a little bit on Lukey Luke, I would be more than happy to hear it, Annam.
You know, Lukey Luke isn't very forthcoming with his past. I don't actually know much of his backstory either. But like I said, he was one of our first fighters to sign up for the OVW days before AWW really got its legs off the ground. He was one of our first 5 fighters, I believe.
Oh my goodness! So you could say a certified ring veteran. Is there any specific moves of his that we need to look out for in this match?
One of our biggest problems that we tell our new recruits when we are training them is don't land on Lukey Luke. He will murder you from below with his hex shield, and it's just a bad time for everyone involved, except for Lukey Luke. His final smash is cosmic, to say the least. It takes up most of the stage, and he can control which way it goes, but I will let you guys see how that works for yourself. Now, introducing our next competitor, the Mechanical Menace is what he likes to call himself, even though he wrote it in binary. Brobot.
Oh, Brobot. Now, I know a thing or two about Brobot, and I will say, when it comes to two fighters that have opposite abilities, you say that Lukey Luke, has his low ground advantage over here. But Brobot is the master of the down smash. I have seen this man cause very many top of the cranial injuries.
Well, if you think about it, he is a robot. He's made of metal. I wouldn't want that landing on me either.
And just the sheer amount of power that he has to exert to even lift his body off the ground, you have to wonder how hard that must hurt when he's hitting you with that force. Oh man, a truly formidable fighter.
Yep. And then our last fighter for this triple threat is the beautiful and enigmatic Sasha Swap.
Ooh, Sasha Swap. Now, this is, again, another fighter I am not very familiar with overall, Adam.
Sasha is someone who appears to have multiple personalities in the ring. You'll see if she chooses to change while she's fighting, but Sasha likes to play it cool. She likes to scale out her opponents before making any rash decisions.
So a very technical fighter. It seems like while her shortcomings with her personalities might come off as a disadvantage in the ring, from what you're telling me, it seems like she's a very sturdy individual when it comes to her mental fortitude under pressure. So I'm looking forward to seeing how she performs in a triple threat.
Mm-hmm.
So, without further ado, let's get this match started, ladies and gentlemen. A triple threat with Brobot, Lukey Luke, and the illustrious, enigmatic Sasha Swap.
Seems like both of us are having trouble with that word.
Yes, she's just it's a very stunning woman to look at. It makes you trip over your words just trying to speak when she's around. But as we go into this, Lukey Luke coming out the gate swinging, trying to go right over the edge with Sasha Swap, but she quickly recovers. Robot and Lukey Luke both just got their licks handed to them. Sasha is not playing around, showing that she is not to be trifled with, even in a triple threat.
It appears that Sasha has already swapped to her harder hitting personality and now back again.
Now, yes, that is true, but you can see that Brobot, even though you'd think that weight would put him at his disadvantage once knocked over the edge, is almost playing on the edge of the ring, just owning it, and is walking his own tightrope over there. None of these fighters can put him down. Oh! Spoke too soon on that one as Lukey Luke once again comes out the gate swinging with those feet.
I think just any hit would have done that off the stage there with how much Brobot weighs. Even his undercarriage thrusters were not enough to save him. But it appears he has broken the smash ball, giving him early access to his final smash. We'll see how he uses it right now.
Oh my goodness, a beautiful double execution from Brobot. You could see the rage in his robotic retinas as he executed Lukey Luke and Sasha Swap's first stocks.
And Brobot, even being at a disadvantage from losing the first stock, quickly ties it up, eliminating both fighters at once. Now here comes Lukey Luke's Cosmic Crusher,
summoning stars down from the heavens, putting Brobot at a huge disadvantage as he's brought down to his final stock, whilst the other two fighters are barely halfway through their second ones. Brobot does not let that ease his aggression, though, as he is very much keeping himself involved in this triple threat, putting himself between the two fighters, which is honestly the worst place to be. Oh my goodness, a fourth combatant has entered the ring. What does the referee have to say about this? I'm looking over to the sidelines. It is a legal move. Apparently that is a part of Sasha Swap's ultimate ability, allowing her to call in an extra combatant to assist her in using her most powerful move to eliminate Brobot, making this, oh my goodness,
and
I was going to say.
right on top of Lukey Luke, that's what I said. You do not land or stand on top of him. He will make you regret it instantly.
Stopped me right in my tracks as I almost said, making this an easy payday between her and Lukey Luke, but Lukey Luke quickly evened those odds. Oh my goodness, mind our silence. It seems that these two mainstays have got us speechless as they just trade blows back and forth, beautiful dodges, beautiful executions. Who is going to come out on top of this as they are almost neck and neck at their health? Oh, dash dancing on each other. Just absolutely going to town in the middle of this ring.
Oh, and she lands on him again.
What could that have been the deciding slip-up of Sasha Swap trying to get cocky?
There appears to be another smash ball in play.
But it seems these two fighters
cares at all. They're just
could
interested
not be bothered.
And
and that's game. A fisticuffs blowfest between Sasha Swap and Lukey Luke comes out with Sasha Swap on top. It wasn't even a decidable fight. They could have been anybody's game there in the end. It was so neck and neck. It could have been one slip up there, but it just so happened that the one who slipped up was Lukey Luke, and that allowed Sasha Swap to come out on top.
Yeah, seeing how the match was going, I thought we would have another veteran taking this match, but it appeared Sasha Swap had other plans and was the more prepared tactician in this fight.
That is true. Still amazed by this promotion's ability to put on such evened out battles, even when allowing a fourth combatant to enter the ring such as that. I mean, at the end of the day, yes, it was a huge advantage for Sasha Swap, but the health bars don't lie. It was still such an even fight when it came down to it. She had to put her all into trying to beat Lukey Luke.
Mm-hmm. Now, our last fight of the first part of this card is from our developmental brand, Future Amiibo Superstars. We have just another singles match this time versus the conspiracy theorist, Scars.
Scars.
Good old Scars.
Good old Scars.
Scars is another veteran of AWW. He's been here since almost the beginning. But, you know, he just has never made it to the very top like some other fighters have. And, you know, he believes there is always a conspiracy against him, even though in his matches he calls his dad to help him and still doesn't make it to the top.
Yeah, I mean, I try to stay non-biased, but at the end of the day, we all know that guy. We all have that friend of ours that just, the world is always against him. It's never his fault, and he always seems to need somebody to clean up his messes. And Scars, I'm sorry, but it just seems like you've taken that role on our roster.
Yeah, and then Scars' opponent is one of the 4 Rollins brothers. T.L. Rollins, the Tactical Enigma.
Oh my goodness, the Rollins brothers, T.L. Rollins. Bring him in. Bring him in. That is right. That right there is an AWW mainstay.
Now, TL, again, another one of our veterans. He's been here since the OVW days. And the Rollins brothers have a long-standing distaste, and Scars does not like them, and they don't like him. TL is probably the least of those. He tries not to listen to his brothers as much. He doesn't get involved in the family drama. He's just here to fight, and he is an excellent fighter, i.e. why he's called the Tactical Enigma. His in-ring presence is amazing.
An amazing in-ring presence, and you have to give it to TL. At the end of the day, it's not easy being born into this business and to have the expectations that the Rollins family most likely put on his shoulders, and it's even more difficult to shirk the Rollins family's expectations and to go out as an independent in this industry. is one thing, but to have proved yourself as more than a capable independent in this industry is the most impressive out of all the things that TL has done. And I say, without further ado, we just let these two fighters speak for themselves. We're getting a lot of "we love TLs" in the chat. We love to see it. No way Scars can run ones with TL. Well, we're about to see Scars coming out the gate. He is out for blood. Oh my goodness, TL quickly showing him he's going to be the first one to get a bitch slap in this match.
Now, we have two very quick fighters, TL being just a little bit smaller, but do not let his size.
Oh my goodness.
As Scars has already called his dad to help him in this fight.
That is who that is. I did not realize that Scar's father had wings, but at the end of the day, you know, anything goes in these matches as long as it is not against our very, very small rule book. But, oh, jeez.
TL proving how much of a tactical enigma he is. Bouncing Scars off the platform and then just sending him.
Ooh, a very, very quick and dirty elbow drop from TL puts Scars back on his toes as he calls his father in to help him once again. Uses his ultimate attack. This is... Whoa. Oh my goodness, so many fighters in the ring right now. I'm not sure what I'm seeing.
The lights have gone out, it appears, and TL is nowhere to be found.
Oh, there he is, dropping back in from the ceiling to have a talk with Scars and his father.
Oh my god.
Oh my goodness.
Brutal showing by TL.
Ooh,
He wanted
simply.
immediately revenge for being jumped like he was.
I've heard of a receipt in him, but I might have taken it a little bit too far. But at the end of the day, TL's got something to prove out here. He needs to show that the Rollins, their way of the fight is not the only way to prove yourself in this industry.
TL breaking the smash ball, pouring another final smash, and this might be enough. It is.
It is. Oh my goodness.
TL proving with authority that Scars can still not challenge the Rollins family.
Yeah, you have to imagine that TL was just a little bit peeved when Scars tried to come at him at the beginning of this fight with all that force and energy, and then just to get slapped 3 times and call his father into the battle, it really must have just pushed the buttons of TL where he was like, all right, no debut, I don't even care if I get to be on screen shorter than him, it's time to put him backstage.
Now, TL appears to have fallen during his celebration, but I think he'll be okay.
Oh yeah, at the end of the day, he's happy, he's smiling, and he's going home a winner in first impressions.
Good first showing for the Rollins brothers here tonight. Now, the next part of our card is a gigantic 32-man tournament. It holds fighters from every roster, and it's just going to be who is best at this point in time. Now, it's all one match each, so anything can happen. One misplaced attack, one trip could spell doom for any fighter in the ring, no matter their skill level.
Alrighty, and we are going to figure out. We have come back to the intermission screen while I'm going to allow Annam to figure out the technical difficulties on this because I don't know how to work a 32-man tournament in this game. So let's go to the chats. Let's see. Yeah, that was a very, very evenly matched fight. Yeah, that was sarcasm. So, Wheelart TL, yep. Scars looking real weak, yeah, of course. It's Raps cooked, TL. Yep, TL seems to be a very popular character very early on in this stream. We have a lot of TLs in the chat. And a lot of big L's in the chat for our boy Scars.
Choose your
That
fighter.
seems to be Scar's MO.
We got a very good question from RG Donahue in the chat. Let's be real. Who's y'all's favorite manager?
Well, assuming only one manager has made it in tonight, I think the answer should be clear to all of you. Now let's hear it for Adam Pierce.
Oh, sorry, there's not a live audience here tonight. There we go. We have our studio manager in the back. Gave us a little bit of a clap there, so you know. Anyways, but other than that, we have manager Mac Foley. Personal opinions, anything to share? All right, Adam Pierce seems to be distracted. Oh, he's setting up our tournament. How could I be mistaken? But when it comes to other managers, it seems like the only one left on the list is the only one who seems too good to show up for his contractual obligations, which would be that scumbag Eric Mistoff.
Now, Eric Mistoff, scumbag is a very accurate depiction of him. You know, he was the one that originally started AWW, and he couldn't even bother to show up for our first stream.
And I mean, you have to wonder, after over 5 years of development, is an extra hour and a half really worth it?
I couldn't tell you.
But getting back to Mac Foley, it seems that we got a Mac Foley is hype in the chat. Mac Foley, I haven't spent a lot of time one-on-one with Mac Foley. It seems like since I've been working for this promotion, he's been more of a behind-the-scenes enigma, more hands-off in his approaches. And I don't mean anything. I don't mean anything by this, and I'm not sure if it's normal practice in the industry, but I mean, sometimes he sends us his cards over text. He doesn't even really show up for the events. But his card selection is solid, and he's a good manager. He's got a unique way of managing his roster that's unlike anyone else here at AWW. But you know, it'd just be nice to shake the man's hand a little bit more.
You know, I have a lot of respect for Mac Foley. His whole brand, the development, just shows what type of manager he is. He's always willing to give the little guy a chance to shine.
That is true, and if it wasn't for FAS, we wouldn't have the opportunity for fighters to go back to a smaller faction and promotion to really hone their skills in the ring. And if it wasn't for that, we'd constantly have to feed smaller fighters to Gil Fistman.
That would end up with a lot of hospital bills that I don't think the AWW promotion is willing to pay that much.
And speaking of hospital bills, for those of you that weren't able to join us for the very small debut stream, we unfortunately have a fighter currently in the hospital because of Gil Fistman's.
She's actually returning for this tournament. So it appears that Gil Fistman didn't injure her as much as we had thought. Maybe nursing a dislocated shoulder or something of the like. But that's nothing that will stop Rebecca Caliber.
You know, that is true. And honestly, I mean, I heard from the guys in the hospital, all she did was pinky toe. Like it wasn't even really like she just I mean, we didn't have to. That didn't have to go on the company's insurance, but we just wanted to save face and take care of our wrestlers. But it's a dislocated pinky toe. She could have just snapped it back into play. Anyways, we're happy to have her joining us tonight for this 32-man tournament, which it seems has finally been evened out and filled up. So, once we have this final fighter ready to go, we're going to jump back to the beginning here and quickly go through who we have in this tournament. Up first, we have Poop Eater. Oh my goodness. Nothing to say.
Fiend. Poop Eater is one of our hardest hitters in AWW. Going against him is a scary thought for a lot of fighters. Now, Poop Eater has been named accurately. He eats poop.
It's very, very disturbing.
It fuels him, apparently. It's disgusting, but you did not hear that from me because he is a very angry individual.
Now, this next fighter, I know that we're going to get some people in the back of the studio to join us on this one because it is none other than the man himself,
The Mega Star Storm.
PK Knight. Okay.
PK Knight knows how to work a crowd. Let me tell you what. The whole crowd goes nuts anytime he steps in the ring. As you heard his chant go over our microphones.
An overall charismatic fighter who brings a lot of showmanship into his fights. Now, I don't mean to be disrespectful in him, Pierce, but we have a lot of combatants here at the end of the day. I don't think we're going to be able to give everybody the respect they deserve when it comes to their backstory, but we will be able to be more one-on-one with them as their matches come up. So we're going to quickly go through the rest of our combatants here. We have Titus Blade, Stella, Clody Rhodes, Giga Chad, Breadcrumb, Forehead, Max Mana, Dr. Dentist, Burb, Isaiah Caliber. Yes, right? Alright, sorry, I'm a little bit, when it comes to the last names, I need a little bit of reassurance. Elton Juan, the Rocket Man. Then we have She-Gunum, Zen, Dazia, Tater Tot, Lonk Rollins, another esteemed members of the Rollins family.
You forgot Lonk frickin' Rollins.
I'm sorry, Lonk frickin' Rollins. My apologies to the man. And then up next, you've heard us talk about him before, Gil Fistman, Minion, and another member of the Rollins family, Lil Nikki Rollins. Then Doodle D, Rebecca Caliber, Peter Cock-and-Ball 2, Rehab Plant, Jasmine, Blandendorf, Baby No Gap, Peach Crumb, B Steve, Insuror, and Anti-Vax.
That was quite a mouthful, Dicey, okay?
I am alright. I am just going to take a sip of my AWW sponsored unbranded water. Alrighty, first up in this tournament, after a good member of shuffling and looking away from the screen, 1, 2, 3, we have quite the card.
Folks, you are in for a treat tonight. Our first match, Rehab Plant versus Jasmine. Now, Rehab Plant is a reformed stoner. He still has a little bit of that purple haze stuck in his lungs. The doctors say that may be permanent.
But it will be said, he has his 1-year chip. I've seen it. It is official. And he is very good about reporting back to his sponsor.
Yep. He seems to be really on the straight and narrow now that he's stopped smoking marijuana.
That is true. And his opponent matching him in the color palette, Jasmine.
Jasmine, the beautiful hard hitter on my roster. Jasmine is absolutely stunning, but don't let that distract you too much because she will kick the shit out of you.
That is true. I have seen it. I have seen it many a time. Many a man has tried to step to Jasmine, and many a man has met the stiletto on the end of her foot. Alrighty, let's go ahead and get this started as we switch back to the live scene. Rehab or Jasmine, guys? Just like King Nas has asked in the chat, who do you think is going to come out on top?
3, 2, 1, go!
Oh, starting immediately with a stunning stiletto by Jasmine.
That is true, and I mean, I was just talking about it before you leaving the match. You have to wonder if Rehab Plant's taking her seriously enough. Jasmine is a very easy woman to get on the bad side of. Rehab Plant already at a 74% disadvantage as Jasmine is just beating the brakes off him.
I know Rehab Plant and Jasmine have fought together before in the OVW days, but it appears that Rehab Plant has maybe underestimated Jasmine for this.
Well, you have to wonder, Rehab Plant, he has been taking his rehabilitation very seriously. He's on the straight and narrow, but at the end of the day, good showing from Rehab Plant, 117%, still managing to take a stock from Jasmine. You have to wonder if he's able to dedicate as much time to physically training his body for the fight instead of focusing on his rehabilitation for marijuana. So he might be a little bit rustier than back in his OVW days.
That may be true. Jasmine just sends him flying
straight into the nutsack.
Black hole and mega laser.
Mega laser.
Ooh.
Looks like she didn't get all of it.
Could not execute all of the Mega Laser on Rehab Plant as he just sits there, seemingly mocking her from the edge of the stage. He's feeling himself out on the other end, releasing.
Haze.
Oh, the purple haze!
Comes out again. Now, Rehab Plant is a master of parrying. He may not be the hardest hitter, but he will block shot for shot on almost every fighter we have. Oh, and another stock taken from Jasmine. We may have seen Rehab Plant come back into his own here. He's got his final out with his giant self, but he wastes it, sending off the stage.
Ooh! Evening out the playing field, Jasmine takes another stock off of Rehab Plant. But Rehab Plant has shown us that even though he might be a little rusty and Jasmine might be a little bit better fighter than him, he has shown out today and managed to hang on there and pull some surprising moves out. Ooh, going for the side snipe from the edge of the ring.
Now, Jasmine may be at a higher damage at this time, but it's still anybody's game. Like I said, in this tournament, it's just one match, and one lucky shot can decide the whole thing.
Ooh, or it could be one unlucky grab for the edge of the ring and just a slip of the finger at that point. Rehab Plant, beautiful showing, honestly. Showing that even though he's on the straight and narrow and not spending as much time in the gym, he's still a force to be reckoned with. And honestly, it might have just been that Jasmine could not handle that purple haze she got caught in. It's a very strong effect.
Yeah, I noticed she got caught in quite a few clouds of that purple haze. And, you know, it's just caught in his lungs, and that might be a little gross. She might have been just slightly grossed out.
I know, just the mental, the thought process of having that purple haze stuck in your lungs and where it's been and how long it's been stuck inside his lung. It could throw any fighter off their game. You know, your brain's spending too much time on something else. Next thing you know, you're not reaching fast enough, miss a handhold, you fell out of the ring. It can happen to anybody, but the next matchup, I really hope this doesn't end in a slip up.
Now, we have Gil Fistman, the ultimate martial artist. As I was saying earlier in Dojo Samson's match, Gil Fistman has trained in nearly every martial art imaginable. And
Don't sell it short, Adam. This is God's fist we're talking about here.
It was originally self-proclaimed as God's Fist of Fate, but, you know, seeing Gil Fistman fight, there might actually be some merit to his claim. He has put several of our fighters in the hospital in his not super long career here at AWW. And it's not because he's a menace. He's just lives for the fight, and he's absolutely massive. He hits hard as hell, and he does not relent in any fight.
Now, we've spent a lot of time talking about one of AWW's most serious fighters, but let's give respect to one of AWW's most lackadaisical in-the-ring tacticians of mastery, B. Steve, a man who could not care about his opponent so much that he goes as far to construct objects in the middle of his fight to give him the advantage, to put them back in their place. And right when you think he's not even paying attention to the fight, he's built a trap to keep you from getting to him, and you're stuck outside of the ring without a hope in hell to get yourself back in. He is absolutely surprising, spontaneous, and hard to follow.
B. Steve may seem on the outside like he is not paying attention to his fights. However, he is one of our best tacticians in the entire AWW roster.
This man thinks in ones and zeros. I mean, I don't know how else to say it. The guy's brain is code. He sees angles and opportunities that other fighters don't, and he is so hard to map that you have to wonder, with all of his martial arts experience, is Gil Fistman even going to be able to predict what B. Steve is thinking? I can't wait any longer. We just got to get right into the fight.
Let's do it.
We're seeing a lot of who y'all gots between each match, and at the end of the day, while Gil Fistman might be strong enough to put somebody in the hospital in a debut match,
Gil not stopping at all, taking this fight to
B. Steve using his mental prowess to juggle Gil Fistman off the side of the ring and nearly put him in his place. Oh, he busts out the healing.
Yep,
just
Gil
giving...
already taken out B. Steve's healing factor.
Just honestly giving Gil more to punch at that point.
And they are... Gil's in the lead already again after B. Steve.
Uh-oh. Oh, no. Oh, no. Steve's taking him to the temple. Oh, Steve took him to the temple, and the Hail Mary called home. Ooh, Gil Fistman down a stock before B. Steve. Oh my goodness, that might be an AWW first for commentator Excalibur, because I don't think I've ever seen Gil Fistman be the first one to go down a stock in a fight I've commentated.
You know, I think that may have just been a lucky shot from B. Steve, as Gil is absolutely tearing him apart right now.
Ooh, B. Steve should have just held on to the ledge a little bit longer, as he gets absolutely obliterated by Gil Fistman's ultimate. But honestly, Gil Fistman knew, and we all know, that was a completely unnecessary move. All he needed was to catch him just like that to put him away. And he could have saved that ultimate to put him away one more time, but I think B. Steve's just pissing him off a little bit.
You know, it's not very hard to piss Gil Fistman off, and I fear anybody who does. I fear for them.
I'd go as far to say I fear the person who has the ability to push Gil Fistman to the limits that B. Steve is pushing him to right now. He's about to lose a second stock. Gil Fistman is one of our most powerful fighters, but against the sheer... Oh my goodness!
Final.
A whiff from B. Steve might have just decided this. Oh my god!
Now, I don't care who you are, dropping an anvil on someone's head like some Looney Tunes bullshit, expert fighter or not, it's gonna put you down.
But Gil Fistman goes to show how unimpressed he was, and shows how accurate he is by catching him with a side laser from the side. Oh, B. Steve just fighting for his life here, and honestly, he's showing it. He's showing that he might have...
Oh my god.
That's raps. That's raps, folks. That is raps.
You know, usually Gil Fistman is all about the honor of the fight, but I think B. Steve pissed him off just a little too much. Gil doesn't normally attack off the ledge like that.
I'm utterly speechless. Gil Fistman was fed up. That is all that goes to show right there. He was pushed a little bit too hard and just had to show, you think that you're the only one in this fight who can use their brain? You think you're the only one who can get a cheap shot? You think you're the only one who can get a good shot? I'm going to show you that I can do better than you. And that's exactly what he did, putting B. Steve behind and out of the tournament.
Now, not to say it was not a good fight, it was an excellent showing from both competitors. B. Steve is one of the few people on the AW roster that can push Gil to that limit.
Oh my goodness, and honestly, who else could have expected a different outcome as Gil Fistman moves up in the tournament? And honestly, I wouldn't be surprised to see him at the end of the tournament as well, folks. Let's get into our next fight. Doodle D versus Tater Tot. Adam, do you have anything to say about the two fighters that we have here? Because I personally have nothing in knowledge of either of them.
So, Doodle D is our southern representative. He hails from Texas. And he's got the heart of a Texan as well. He does not know when to quit. For a while, he seemed to be being a little bit of an asshole, but he seems to have gotten his good southern nature back into him as of recently. Now, Tater Tot, he's a newcomer, and he has psychic abilities, and he uses those abilities to try to control people and bend them to his will.
Oh, fantastic. So we have two Southern prides. Mysticism and hospitality in the ring tonight. I'm looking forward to it. Let's get right down to business and let these two fighters show for themselves what they have to offer to the AWW world in its debut here on First Impressions.
3, 2, 1.
Doodle D coming in with his nephews carrying him in on the platform, his signature entrance. Tater Tot coming out the gate swinging, putting Doodle D at a big disadvantage here at the beginning of the match. Oh my goodness.
Tater Tot seems to be one of the few fighters that does not care that he is on live right now. This is one of the best showings that I have ever seen from him. And Doodle D has not even got a hit in yet, and Tater Tot has taken his first stock already.
Tater Tot is not allowing Doodle D to... Oh, I spoke too soon as Doodle D gets one shot in. I was going to say... Tater Tot seems to not be allowing Doodle D to even touch him without extreme consequences. Ooh, but Tater Tot falls right into Doodle D's ultimate.
Tater Tot into the ropes.
And right out the cage. Oh my goodness. And you never expect it. You could be anywhere in the world fighting Doodle D. He will turn it into a cage match as soon as he catches you with that hammer. It is an unfortunate reality.
Oh.
Oh, oh!
Here comes Tater Tot Brain Blast.
Tater Tot brain blasting Doodle D down to his last stock. Now, I like to see an underdog story happen in front of my eyes, but at the end of the day, I think this fight was written as it was wrote, and Tater Tot's gonna come out on top. But let's see if Doodle D can make a miracle happen here, folks. But you know, the South, they're all about the miracles, so...
Yep. And he takes Tater Tot's stock. Will it be enough?
Will it be enough? That is the question, as Tater Tot seemed to have lost his footing and caught the wrong end of Doodle D's hammer. But he's waiting for his opportunity, and Doodle D is not watching his footing. Oh, but it was a ploy to get Tater Tot back onto the side of the cage. Boom! Out of the ring. Was it enough? That it was! Oh my god! An
Doodle D
underdog
has come
victory.
from behind and just broken Tater Tot's mind spells with his hammer.
Absolutely mind-boggling as he grabs his belly in celebration. I could not have seen it coming. You heard it from me as the match was happening. I thought it was written as it was wrote. I thought that Tater Tot had it in the bag, and Doodle D once again goes to show that if you get caught with the wrong side of that hammer, it's a steel cage match, and I'm coming out on top. That was absolutely surprising. Absolutely astonishing. Doodle D moves forward in the competition, but unfortunately, that means he has to go up against Gil Fistman.
Well,
If he manages to win his second round match.
I don't think Doodle D has realized the gravity of his situation yet. He's having a good time inside the ring.
And you know, ignorance is bliss, Adam, and I would hate to be the guy to crush his dreams as he thinks about his victory right now going forward in this competition, but it's going to happen eventually. He's going to realize that at the end of that rainbow stands Gil Fistman, and I don't think he's going to let him through the gates. RG Donahue. He even got his friend Bilius, his nephew Bilius, with him there in the victory. Yeah. Oh my God. All right, Annam, I need to speak for a minute. There is a couple things that I've seen on AWW that keep me up at night, and about 3 out of 5 of them involve Insuror. Insuror is a demon. I do not understand why this company chooses to employ him after the things that he has done to other fighters in the middle of that ring. Gil Fissman himself has the respect to not obliterate his opponents to the degree that Insuror does, but, and there's a big but, it is damn good to watch him work. It is intense, it is fiery, it is astonishing, the moves he does, the consistency in his form, his legendary lariat is impeccable, and he is going to murder his opponent in this match.
You know, we refer to Insuror as the anger incarnate.
Stop the presses! Is that who I think it is? Entering the studio without a shirt.
What's up, you SOBs? Annam Pierce and S-tier Dissects Caliber. Looks like I made it in time for the main event. My bad. I was at the beach with some execs trying to get some advertisement deals.
Do you know how long the studio manager has been trying to get a hold of you? This was penciled into the schedule 2 weeks ago. This is 5 years in developmental hell.
Hey, I'm looking around the room here, and if I'm not mistaken, one of the general managers didn't even bother to show up.
We both know, all 4 of us in this room know that Mac Foley has a very unique approach to how he manages his brand and how he manages his company. But at least he has the decency to keep his communications clear with the rest of the team.
Matt Foley can uniquely communicate with these nuts. Now let's continue.
Oh my god, you know that we're live!
The tournament. I don't care if we're live.
I'm sorry, Annam. I'm sorry.
These people know what I'm about. Let's do this. Pierce hasn't even said a word to me because he knows what I'm about.
I haven't said a word to Eric Mistoff because I can't believe that he would miss our first streaming for as long as he did.
Which he was contractually obligated to be present for.
Am I present right now?
A little late for my liking.
If you try to write this off as another one of your little loopholes, I'm going to be very cross.
Hey, crossing string is how you make loopholes, baby. Hey, just fill me in on how the matches went.
The matches have been going phenomenal. We've had some great showings. Gil Fissman nearly lost to B. Steve, which is very surprising for the first impressions match. You have to wonder if B. Steve was really taking it seriously for once. Doodle D beat Tater Tot, which was a complete underdog victory. Tater Tot was beating the brakes off of this man for most of the match. It has been an insane showing of talents out here today. And you were, let me say, at the beach with executives. I'm sorry, we have a studio manager right here. What executives were at the beach today? Was that penciled into the schedule? I remember something else being penciled into the schedule. First impressions of AWW!
Alright, listen. I understand I'm a little late for first impressions.
And
Well,
what
looking
a
at
first
this-
impression you've made.
Yeah, and from the first impression I'm getting from this next matchup, I see a slaughter in the future. I'm excited to see this match. Let's stop arguing. Let's put this behind us. Let's get back to the action.
You know, honestly, as much as I hate to say it, I agree with you. So, I apologize, Annam, but the contractual obligation of the co-commentator tonight was supposed to be Eric Mistoff. So, if you could please give up your seat and allow Eric to take your spot. Eric, could you please put a shirt on?
Absolutely.
I'm sorry, viewers. This is the first impression you wanted to make. Listen to some of these comments. Oh wow, the scumbag finally showed up. That's scumbag Eric Mistoff. That's what you want to be known as?
If their first impression of me is that I'm a scumbag, I'll let them see how much of a scumbag I am when my roster absolutely dominates the world of Amiibo combat sports entertainment. If you want to call me the scumbag Eric Mistoff, then let it be, baby.
All right. Well, okay, let's get. You're presentable. Are you ready?
Am I presentable? Do you know who you're talking to?
Well, you just got back from the. Is there sand? Do you need to take?
There is sand in my ass. Oh. Dice, there is. But I'm here, and I'm ready to see Insuror rip the shit out of anti-vax. Well, he hasn't been introduced yet. What does that matter?
Honestly, as much as I hate to agree with the man, that we all know it's written in the stars that anti-vax is not going to come out on top of this fight. We can give him some pointers while we're in there, maybe cover some bases.
I understand the audience isn't familiar with these people, but we have seen them come up in the training that they have been doing before AWW hit the screens of the viewers. And we all know Insuror is known as, behind the scenes, anger incarnate. Am I right or am I wrong? And anti-vax can't even properly vaccinate himself against disease. What chance does he stand against this man, Insuror?
Absolutely zero. And
Thank you.
Thank you. It's honestly sad that a fighter like anti-vax, somebody who stands so strongly by his morals, is going to be quickly shut down very, very early on in this tournament. But that's just how the cards were rolled.
An easy 35 right off rip. Look at this man.
He is just jumping around. He's not even worried. He's not even thinking, honestly. He's just swinging because he knows as soon as he catches him, it's over.
Anti-vax, I think, is actually incapable of thought. But he is cooking a little bit. I don't know if you need a brain to cook, but this man seems to be a chef in the kitchen right now. Ooh!
That is true. I apologize, audience, as I forgot to switch us back to the live screen. I'm doing that now, so we have higher quality of the combat in front of us.
Look at this guy. He lost all focus because I showed up a little late.
I'm sorry. This is a very tight ship.
Did you miss that, dude?
Oh my goodness!
Big Larry!
How could I miss it? I was talking about it before you showed up. That beautiful consistency in his form when it comes to that lariat is absolutely awe-inspiring. You just want to look up to it. It's hard.
Ooh. A bit of a sacrifice play from Anti-Vax there. Hey, I'd say strategic.
It worked in his favor, though, as he, oh my goodness, takes Insuror to the temple. Ooh.
That's going to leave a mark. Absolutely.
That's gonna leave a mark,
even as tough as Insuror is, getting exploded on, pause, is going to leave a mark.
Yeah, but no disrespect, it was not enough to put him away, and
not even close.
That receipt is coming.
And there it is, right there. Just take him to Pound Town in the middle of the ring. Pause again. That's going to be the second stock for Anti-Vax.
It's beautiful, absolutely gorgeous. And you can expect to see that level of consistency every single time that Insuror busts out.
RG King Nas is in the audience here. Says he's an anti-vax fan. From the looks of it, he's crying. RG King Nas, anti-vax is actually about to die right here. I'm pretty sure. Ooh, went for the spike.
It's you don't like to hear it. You like to always listen to fan feedback, but to hear that King Nas is an anti-vaxxer is a little bit.
That is unfortunate.
But there is a fan base of anti-vaxxers, and
no idea what just happened there.
No idea what anti-vax is doing. He seems to have lost the plot in this fight. Maybe Insuror hit him a little.
Oh, wait a second! Wait a second!
Was anti-vax waiting for his opportunity to move forward in this tournament?
Oh!
Ooh, it's gonna be.
What?
Anti-vax hits Insuror so hard, maybe that explosion discombobulated him a little bit, I don't know, but Insuror takes a fall on his own, eliminating himself. What do you even say? What do you even say? This is unprecedented. We didn't even give the man enough respect to give him a proper introduction at the beginning of the match. And he comes out here and beats Insuror.
Listen, an absolute upset. As you can see, Yeah, there is some excitement, some disbelief in the live chat feed. I'm right there with him. Look, I apologize wholeheartedly to Anti-Vax. I don't agree with how he does things medically, but you can't argue those results. That was an upset.
He's been pitching his diet of raw liver and onions to me, and I always thought that it was stupid.
It is.
But you have to wonder, did it contribute at all to this match? Probably not. But something
I don't
did.
think so at all, actually.
Something did.
Listen, an impressive victory for sure.
An impressive victory.
But
For show.
you have to understand, as the anger incarnate, it's a two-headed coin. Two-sided coin. Whatever the hell that expression is. There's two sides to that coin. Anger not only fuels his absolute strength, but it is also his biggest detriment. I mean, you get too angry, what happens? You see red, you get tunnel vision, sometimes you lose focus. And that's what probably happened there. I mean, you saw, he didn't even die to the big final smash in the temple. He survived that. Why did he not win this match? He couldn't make it back to the platform. I think his anger got the best of him. He got a little overzealous, and it cost him.
He saw that somebody like Anti-Vax was actually putting up enough of a fight to push him to a degree that he had to try, and that's what cost him, is letting that anger get ahead of him.
Absolutely. But yeah, Anti-Vax, a lot of Anti-Vax fans in the live chat right now. You guys are weird. But whatever. Let's do the introductions here. Min Minion, Giga Chad, two of my personal favorites. Watching them come up in training. Dice, why don't you take the lead here with Min Minion?
Min Minion, absolutely. The reach on her is impeccable. You do not want to be, close is a relative term. You don't want to be within 10 to 15 feet of this woman. She's going to grab you, pull you in, and put you in your place. She does not care about size difference.
You said all of that, and you said I wouldn't want to be within 10 feet of her?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I guess I'm the only one that feels opposite. Continue. My apologies. Continue.
I'm sorry. I'm not sure what your impressions of this professional fighter are, but if you find yourself on the other side of a ring with Min Minion, there's very little that you can do other than running miles away to escape her grip and her fury.
I'm sorry, Dice. I'm sorry.
How about you fucking take it from here? You talking about Giga Chad.
Giga Chad. Absolutely, I will talk about Giga Chad. What more could be said about an absolute Adonis, a sculpture, a perfect Picasso, a perfect Leonardo da Vinci piece that hasn't already been said about a perfectly seared, medium-cooked T-bone steak? It's delicious, it's girthy, and it is not gonna go down in one bite. Giga Chad gets in the ring with you. Get ready for a fight.
Alrighty, well, Eric, if you're done talking about Giga Chad's meat, we're ready to watch him fight.
Oh, what are you implying here? I can't compliment another man for his prowess. I didn't think so. Silence.
That's true. And a very unique geographical location to have this match for two fighters that are relatively vanilla when it comes to special powers and abilities, to be fighting over a racetrack.
Hey,
I don't think either of these fighters could survive if they fell off this platform right now, Eric. I think it would be wraps.
what you got right now, you got Muhammad Ali and Ronda Rousey fighting over NASCAR, the Indy 500. I wouldn't question the logistics of it. I would just say I'm happy to be here.
I'd just say I'm buying the pay-per-view.
And I'm happy to see this nice, evenly matchup in the beginning goings right here. Both competitors keeping it tight. Ooh, nice evasion of the lightning fist from Giga Chad. I mean, like I said, the man's an Adonis. Ooh! With this man karate chopped her and center behind him.
And still had enough time to hit a beautiful split in the middle of in the side of the ring. And like you were saying before, it's amazing to see two long-staying fighters here come out here and put on an even matchup, really show off both of their abilities, and really give each other the respect to go through their full move set without just overwhelmingly crushing the other.
Oh, did you see that dodge? And he heals on top of it. Karate chop. Ooh, but the dragons keep him back. You're right about that distance. He has a... Ooh, but...
Oh my goodness, sidestepping the Dragon Fist and unleashing an ultimate ability, showing off his impeccable form.
And Min Minion can't make it back. 29 on the second stop. She's got a lot of work ahead of her here if she wants to get the best of the Ultimate Sigma.
That is true. Down there on the track, you cannot keep up with the Giga Chad. It is time to really lock in as Min Minion is on her last stock. She might not be at the highest amount of health, but you have to remember Giga Chad's got a whole other stock, and he's already shown that he has the ability to avoid her reach.
And on top of that, as you've seen multiple times during this matchup, the man has a healing ability. Like, if you can't get rid of him, there he goes. But if you can't get rid of him fast, he's just going to keep lowering his percentage down, and he's going to be fresh.
That's right, a man who has the ability to renew his spirit in the middle of a fight is a intimidating opponent to go up against. Min Minion is still putting on a good showing, even in her final stock with a final ability. Charged up, executes it, calls in the backup squad, and hits.
Let's hope this can kill.
With everything she's got,
she
takes it. Beautiful. You get to see the full roster of both opponents' movesets. The whole textbook of Min Minion is just better than the textbook of Giga Chad. At the end of the day, you put them on a shelf together, one's just got a couple more chapters.
And it really is not at all surprising that a book consisting of things Min Minion has done is better than that of Giga Chad. I mean, the guy doesn't even look like he knows how to read. He spends all of his free time in the gym. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but you can have all the muscles in the world, and yet still... a woman with noodle arms will walk right in there and slap you across the mouth from 15 feet away.
I know, and I mean, honestly, her noodle arms might have been what really put him on the extra edge, because he's a flexible guy. He knows a lot of yoga, he knows a lot of Tai Chi, he knows a lot of Aikido, he knows all of this different forms of the human body, but when somebody with a snake for an arm comes at you, you don't know what form, you don't know what form to avoid, you don't know how to avoid that. That's a noodle. Yeah. She's got noodle arms, literally. And for the love of God, Giga Chad, I know you spend a lot of time in the gym. Please start using the tanning beds.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. He is a ghost. He is a ghost.
Absolute ghost.
One question, though. What are the logistics behind being able to fight with actual noodle arms?
I don't know, but we've seen Min Minion time and time again show us that it doesn't matter what those logistics are. She is more than capable of putting herself above a lot of our other fighters with them.
2 minutes, 31 seconds. Nice match. Let's see the damage here. 383 from Min Minion, 287 from Giga Chad. Now, here would be... I don't mean to toot my own horn, but I'm a bit of a strategist. If I were up against someone like Min Minion, I'd be taking a bite right out of those noodle arms. I love ramen. I love chicken noodle soup. But, on top, to be fair to Giga Chad, he probably is on a low-carb diet.
That is true. I actually heard that he recently switched to the soy diet.
Oh.
He's only drinking Soylent and Huel.
So I bet you that thought didn't even cross his mind, and even if he did, he knew it wasn't really an option if he wanted to sacrifice these gains.
No, I actually, talking to him backstage, he hasn't eaten solid food in over 6 months. He puts all of his energy for his mouth towards mewing to help with his jawline. It's a new looks maxing thing that he's talking about, because like he said that the solid food, like chewing, the motion of chewing fattens up your cheeks. So if you just, instead of chewing, you just mew, you get a really good jawline and your cheeks sink in, so it gives you that nice chiseled soy jack look. It's called, he calls it Mew Maxing. And, but yeah, so he hasn't been eating solid food, so you're right. The thought to take a bite into Min Minion's noodle arms probably did not cross his mind.
I didn't know that Giga-chan was so comfortable with you that he would share that kind of information. Usually bodybuilders and athletes, some of them, they like to keep that stuff private on how their diets, to keep it to themselves. So I'm a little jealous and envious of your relationship with the Ultimate Sigma.
Well, before he was officially titled the Ultimate Sigma and he was too good for other people to be around him, I actually used to spot for him at the gym. And you just sort of hear these things in passing, and like the sheer amount of Soylent he was drinking before and after each workout made me wonder, like, is he consuming anything else throughout the day? And sure enough, he's actually not. He's just consuming the Soylent. And sometimes when he wants a different flavor, he drinks the Huel, but it's mostly just Soylent.
All right, an impressive victory for Minion. RG Donahue in the chat says that he's so Sigma
And worldly that it has removed his pigment. That is true. It is also the sheer lack of anything else entering his body. Okay, next up.
Before you start, I'm gonna tag out with Adam Pierce for a minute. I need to urinate.
Alright.
Urine. Fuck me.
Oh, sorry guys. We just, here at the AWW team, sometimes talking about, personal things gets us all a little bit squirrely. Alright, so up next we have Forehead versus Stunning Stella.
Hopefully,
Okay.
his titanium cranium can withstand some of those sweet chin stomps. But I wouldn't give it much credit.
Alrighty, let's get straight into this one, folks. Battle 6 of the tournament. Forehead versus Stella. Now, I've seen Stella quite a bit. I've seen her put a lot of people much larger than life when it comes to her down a peg.
Oh my god, she's already giggling. She is so full of herself right now.
I know, just an absolute powerhouse of a woman.
my God.
Oh my god! Taking Forehead's first stock like it's nothing.
Yeah.
That's what she was giggling about, the fact that she's already wrote this battle out, signed it, and sent it to the publishing company.
Stella may seem like your typical preppy girl, but she is a absolute monster when it comes to the ring. Forehead has not even taken one of her legendary sweet chin kicks yet, and he has already lost a stop.
Alright, we got Forehead holding the edge of the ring, Stella trying her best to get her footing back underneath of her as Forehead's sitting there with his final...
Oh, and she
one of his
giggled
finals.
again.
Oh my goodness, caught in the final. Calling in the squad, it's time. It is going down with the clown tonight as he takes that first stock from Stella. He is not happy about the beginning of this battle. Oh my
And
goodness!
she just immediately just sending him straight to the goddamn shadow realm.
It is insane how quickly Stella is able to recover and replenish. She's not worried about a fight. She doesn't care. At the end of the day, she's who the guys are going home with. Ooh.
Massive damage, but not enough to send him off the stage. But it seems like that may not be very far away.
Forehead's
Yeah.
going for a zoom after an oomph. It does not seem to be enough as he's at 146 on his final stock. Stella is just sitting there thinking about how beautiful she is and does not even care.
Oh my god.
Oh my goodness. She was almost willing to just let herself fall off the edge. And that's it, folks. It's over. Beautiful form. Middle of the ring. Let's see her. There she is. Stunning Stella.
I don't think we saw even one of her sweet chin kicks during this match, and it didn't even matter. She broke Forehead with authority.
That is true, and honestly, at the end of the day, I'm not very surprised. Stella, you don't like seeing the attitude of a fighter as lackadaisical as she is, just giggling as she mercilessly beats her opponent, but she's got the talent to back it up, and she's come out on top once again.
It's very rarely that she doesn't, Dice.
I agree.
Oh my god. Massive damage from Stella.
Jesus.
Massive, absolutely massive, almost doubling foreheads. That titanium cranium, the only thing it did for him this match was protect him from some CTE in the future.
Speaking of CTE, Dr. Dentist in the next match.
Oh my goodness. Eric, good to see ya. Did you enjoy that urination vacation you just took?
I don't think anyone has taken a piss ever and said this sucks. Well, unless they got kidney stones.
Yeah, or unless you're me and it hurts. Anyways, on to the next fight. We have the Mechanical Menace, She Gunham, versus the guy who's been fixing up every fighter Gil Fissman sent to the hospital for the last 5 years, Dr. Dentist.
Yeah. She Gunham. Yeah. The Mecha Menace. Excellent fighter. You put an excellent fighter inside an armored weapon. I mean, it only goes up.
I mean, you the Master Chief,
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Iron Man,
Doom guy.
Doom guy,
Absolutely. You put any
Blue Beetle. It's
a suit of armor means plus. A suit of armor means the person in your visor is fucked.
We have seen this movie before.
Absolutely.
The evil scientist versus the hero in the super suit. Who usually wins? The hero in the super suit.
But I mean, to call Dr. Dentist an evil scientist is a disrespect to him and the services he provides to the general public.
He's a mass mega genius.
Yeah, exactly. Very smart individual, like 50 plus PhDs or whatever the hell those are called, doctorates, whatever. I mean, the dude, he's proficient in every medical field imaginable.
I mean, I've been in his office to schedule an appointment before. He ran out of room on the wall staying his PhDs. They're just on the floor.
I heard that his prostate exam world record is 43 seconds. And hearing that, I am just so excited to turn 40. You know? I mean, if you're going to the doctor's office to get a man's finger in your ass, you want it to at least be short.
You know, Eric, I think you're confusing a prostate exam with a colonoscopy, but he's great at both of them. His record for prostate exams is 47 seconds. He gave me my colonoscopy in less than 3 minutes. The anesthesia didn't even take effect. I was still counting. I'd only gotten to 4. I was counting backwards from 10. I got to 4 and they said, done. And my assholes never felt great. I didn't even have to. Usually, you can't leave until you fart. I wasn't even out of the operating room. Anyways,
RG King not showing his support for both competitors, but he says Dr. Dentist is the favorite for him.
All right. Well, let's see. The Mega Monster Genius versus the Mechanical Mastermind Menace. Sorry, I'm just trying to think of 47 seconds? Does he even put gloves on?
He's always got them on.
That's true. The same pair, though.
Oh,
He washes them.
she got him in control in the early showing.
Putting Dr. Dennis at a big disadvantage here at the beginning of the fight, taking his first stock.
Already.
She Gunham's only at 47%. Oh my god, She Gunham, she might only be using this
Holy
one
shit.
upwards attack, but it's more than proving itself as able to handle Dr.
Oh
Dentist.
my god. Okay, well that was an impressive kill. She was at like, what, 60?
Yeah, that is crazy. Absolutely powerful kick from Dr. Dentist. You should see how strong his hands are. She got him with her final attack ability, charged up and ready to go. Is she going to pull the trigger on it, or is she going to wait until Dr. Dentist is down one more stock, or is she going to waste it?
Oh! Big kick to the
She
back of the
doesn't
head!
bother.
Fuck. There's the good news. If he has concussion, he already knows. He knew
That is
before the
true.
kick.
He has the ability. Yeah.
Dr. Dentist, of course, he's Doing
with his doctoral drop kick, sending She Gun Him down to her final
and
stop.
just like that, Dice, it's even again.
It's evened out. It is basically the beginning of the fight.
Ooh, what was that? A suppository? He's ready.
Dr.
You see him
Dentist popping
flourish?
pills in the ring as he throws a Cialis at She Gun Him, but She Gun Him does not need Cialis because she is a woman and does not suffer from erectile dysfunction. So it is an ineffective attack to have used on her in the first place, and now she is setting that receipt for being misgendered by Dr. Dentist. But as he fights her on the edge of the ring, he is proving himself as a worthy combatant, that he is able to go toe-to-toe with the mechanical...
Oh, that was a lame finish.
What a
Anticlimactic end.
very
I mean, it is a win.
end. A win from She Gun Him, but
Absolutely.
you have to think about the showmanship when it comes to your first time being in front of a world audience.
I mean, it could be the fact that she is starting off on the FAS brand, that maybe she just hasn't have that down pat. She's still in training, technically speaking. So maybe she just didn't know, add a little bit of flourish. Obviously, had her final smash ready. She could have finished it with ripping that. But, the win is one of the most important parts here.
And this isn't just a one-and-done type thing. This is the beginning of a brand. So she could just be waiting for more to be seen. She could be leaving more to the imagination to bring people back to watch her again, because we're sitting here talking about it. We know there's more that she can do. We know that there's a way more impressive way she could have ended that fight. So who's to say that she's not going to come out in the second round of this tournament and blow us away with the beautiful showmanship of her abilities? But not an impressive win, but still a win. Let's look at that damage.
Absolute 479.
479. Yeah. Nothing to shake a stick at there, Eric.
Yeah. Yeah. Dr. Dentist, we're excited to see more from him, but, today was just not his day. This next matchup, these two, I feel like, in the future are going to be fan favorites. All right? We've got Breadcrumb, the Prince of Thwip. With his patented healing ability, the man shrugs off damage like it's nothing. He's basically Wolverine, but he's got a sword instead of adamantium claws. And then there's Peter, just joyful, happy to be here. He's here to smoke pot, have a little fun.
I know, and Peter's gone through a lot of phases in his career, but if there's one thing that's always been the mainstay, it's the marijuana, and that marijuana has cost him some friendships there, rehab plant, in soror. They all used to roll around and roll up, but now you just see Peter kind of lone wolfing his way through the AWW rosters, trading himself through companies, but he still shows up for matches, and he's still as reliable as he's always been, even if he just spends most of his time in the ring dancing and waving to the crowd. But at the end of the day,
there is a level of showmanship, and Peter, if that level was on a scale of 1 to 10, Peter's showmanship would be an 11.
Exactly. I'd go as far to say a 13. But who knows? Maybe he pulls it out of his ass today because he knows he's in front of the worldwide
doubt
audience.
it. As fun and as great as Peter is, Breadcrumb is a warrior. He is a literal knight in shining armor. I think Adam Pearce just shit himself back there.
Studio
what was
manager.
I saying? Breadcrumb. Yeah, absolutely. Just he's a great man and he's a great fighter. He has a lot of respect for his opponents and he has a lot of mercy in his bones. But I don't see him rolling over and letting Peter get a win. You got to earn a win against someone like Breadcrumb.
You have to earn a win, but you have to wonder what matters more on this first impressions debut of AWW, winning a match or winning the love of the fans. Because if we're winning the love of the fans, Peter's already won the damn match before it even starts.
Look at the reaction
to Peter. We have a studio manager in the back telling us Peter, in the AWW history books, has in fact beat Gil Fistman in a one-on-one.
I would keep that down. Gil Fistman is still conscious, and in this tournament, I wouldn't want him to hear you say that.
You're right. Let's just get to the fight.
Let's move on. But yes, we love to see the Peter love. We love to see the support for these Amiibo superstars.
And we see a lot of money is in the pot on Peter right now. Yep. And a lot of pot is in the Peter!
There's also a lot of damage in Peter right now, and not a lot in Breadcrumb, as he tosses Peter around the stage effortlessly.
That is true. Peter is flying high, but not the way that he usually likes to.
Yeah. And there's the dance. Peter always seems to get in the best of moods when he doesn't have everything secured. He gets a little too comfortable. He gets one tag in, and there he goes again.
There he is, showing
and
love.
And it costs him a stock.
Ooh, Peter, we know that you have a lot of new fans here tonight that are showing you love, but it's almost a little disrespectful to be showing love to them instead of your opponent by giving him the fight that he came here to have.
And he takes it! I think he heard you on that one, Dice. I think he's getting a little serious here now.
That's true. Maybe it's starting to finally kick in. You know, the weave does take a little bit longer. It makes it take a little bit longer for things to set in, and now he's finally realizing this is my debut. Oh my God!
Like that, Peter takes the lead here.
Peter,
Breadcrumb does not look happy about that, but Peter doesn't seem to give a damn.
Peter's lackadaisical mood towards this fight may just be what gets him the win. He's not even paying attention.
Did you see that? Did you see that? Peter is not sweating Breadcrumb. He continued to dance as he smashed his sword and left a crack in the stage.
I'm speechless right now.
Okay, that one cost him a little bit.
All right, but you know,
last stock here, Breadcrumb's final is just around the. Well, it's actually right here.
If there's one thing that Doodle D taught me tonight, it is that you cannot expect.
Okay.
Ooh.
What was?
I was gonna say you cannot go with your expectations on these matches, Eric. But it seems like once again, just like every round of this debut, I am once again proven wrong as I say what I was going to say. Sorry, Peter lovers, but Peter has been eliminated from our
Take
tournament.
solace, fans of Peter, in the fact that Peter is happy to have lived and laughed and not live at all.
And Peter, not even registering that he just lost, standing on the sidelines, waving to his fans.
His hands look like ears. We love him so much, Peter.
He's so cute. On to our next matchup here. We're moving over to the second half of the card. We got Peach Crumb,
the sister of
Breadcrumb, a fighter I have yet to have the pleasure of even seeing.
Really?
I don't think I've ever seen Peach Crumb before.
Oh, well, this will be a nice surprise. Is what I would say if her opponent was not Rebecca Caliber, one of the most dangerous, if not the most dangerous woman on the entire AWW roster. That's not just one brand, Golden Shatter FS. Out of the entirety of the promotion, Rebecca Caliber is top dog.
I will say, though, Eric, and you saw it yourself, Rebecca Caliber, less than 2 weeks ago, was put in the hospital by Gil Fistman.
Absolutely.
So while I would normally say, and I know that I have had myself proven wrong many times tonight, Peach Crumb would normally not match up to Rebecca Caliber. But Rebecca Caliber is coming back from an injury. We don't know if she's going to be fighting at full force tonight. She might need a round or two to warm up, and beating Rebecca Caliber is what she's going to, or beating Peach Crumb is what she's going to need to do to have those matches to warm up.
Absolutely. And you know what? As much as an honorable fighter as her brother is, Peach Crumb does not have a problem with fighting a weakened foe. She will take her victories where she can and when she can. So if Rebecca Caliber isn't at 100%, she's not going to stop for 1 second. She won't hesitate to go for the head.
Exactly. All right, let's get this battle started. We have Rebecca Caliber versus Peach Crumb.
A lot of support for Rebecca before the match even started here.
A lot of
easy 30 damage right off the rip. Rebecca doesn't seem to be missing a step at all. Gil Fistman obviously in the rear view.
A lot of matching palettes in this battle in front of us, Eric. I'm having a bit of a hard time keeping track of the characters as they fight against each other in this ring, but it's way easier to keep track of the health bars as I watch Peach Crumb lose a stock very early on in this fight. I don't even think a minute has reached the clock yet as I take a look at my Adolfo branded watch.
Okay, weird flex, but okay. Let's keep the focus on the match here, Dice.
I'm sorry. I try to keep my focus on the match, but sometimes the diamond set inlays of my Adolfo branded watch catch the lighting here in the studios.
Some impressive dodge work going on for Rebecca Caliber here. Not that at that point. As soon as I pointed out,
That's all right. As Peach Crumb has her final loaded up, she did not want to waste it on a winded Rebecca Caliber, but that might have cost her, as Rebecca Caliber does not hesitate.
at all to rip her shit, and it almost killed.
Almost killed, but Peach Crumb's still over there with her final.
No, she's not.
No,
Not
she
anymore.
is not.
Rebecca Caliber firmly on top here. Something a lot of men would love to say, but they cannot.
Oh, Eric, you certainly know how to say things that mean things, and not things that mean good things.
What? They called me the scumbag earlier. What? I can't just live up to that moniker now?
No, that's fine.
All right.
Anyways,
we're down to the last stock for both women. Peach Crumb at 75, Rebecca at 33. Peach Crumb has her final. That didn't do shit.
the final did not do anything as Peach Crumb whiffs a shot. It made contact, but just did not seem to be enough.
Adam Pierce just asked if that was supposed to be an insta-kill move. I've never seen it fail to get the stock.
But I've never seen Rebecca Caliber
And that's it.
give up.
The end approaches.
Rebecca Caliber coming out on top. Yet another thing every man would like to say.
Absolutely. I mean, look at her.
I mean, look at this woman.
Beautiful.
Absolutely
and
stunning.
fierce.
Absolutely stunning, absolutely astonishing, and absolutely intimidating.
Strong, independent woman. Smart, too. She's she school teaches on the side.
I actually did know that.
Yeah.
And that is, I mean, her sheer dedication to her job and her side hustles is so impressive. I mean, Gil Fistman couldn't even keep this woman in the hospital. We've seen Gil Fistman put countless people in horrendous full body casts, weeks on a catheter, but she was up in less than a week teaching the underprivileged youth and whooping overprivileged ass.
Woo! Talk to him, Dice! Talk to him! That's why he's our lead commentator. I hate this man, but you can't hate... This is a big money match!
Oh my god!
This is a big money match!
Long freaking Rollins
Versus the Finkel Fiend! Boom! Oh my god! This is what puts asses in seats and then pops them back up for the standing ovation! No introductions needed! Let me see the action! Let's go, baby! This is what I'm talking about.
And this is why we have him contractually obligated to be the co-commentator of the first stream, the absolute passion of Eric Mistoff, as he shakes the building with his sheer astonishment as he sees this matchup. Long freaking Rollins putting Poop Eater at 115% on his first stock, showing that he is definitely a heavy hitter in the Rollins family.
If you're talking about skill, Long freaking Rollins takes it all the way. But even though Poop Eater's at 170 right now, you notice he's not dead, because when it comes to power, you cannot talk against the Fecal Fiend. Here it comes, baby! Here comes the Poop Punch, baby! There it is!
Taking a massive hit from 183% damage. Long Rollins could not hold his own, but he comes back and gives a receipt to Poop Eater, putting him back in even footings with the Fecal Fiend, putting him back in the juggling position. He puts this turtle up in the air without a hope to escape, taking him down to a final stock. Long Rollins is not messing around. He might have gotten punched, but all that did was wake him up to realize this is not a fight to be taking lightly.
Absolutely,
he is
but
done playing.
Oh, and it looks like it's about to come down to his last stock as well, unless he can dodge this punch. He's trying to, but he doesn't. People rarely ever do. 53% on the last stock would be scary if you weren't Poop Eater, who can quickly get Long up to 53 with one Dookie dropkick. Count them one.
You took the words right out of my
But Long doesn't even give him
God!
Ooh, for a second there I thought Poop Eater was coming back, but Long freaking Rollins, you can't count him out. I said skill was his forte, but the man has a mean swing. We love to see that from Long freaking Rollins.
That's right. Even Poop Eater, a long-standing, hard heel, is forced to give him a slow clap ovation over there from the sidelines. He knows that Long Rollins deserves this victory. Most people would not even want to get up after the sheer smell left over from one poopy punch.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my God.
And he took two.
Two.
Two, mind you.
Two in this matchup, which is incredible. But you never count against the grit of Long frickin' Rollins. He lives, breathes, and he will die by the hands of Amiibo Combat Sports Entertainment.
That is true. Look at the damage given. My goodness. Almost exactly doubling Poop Eater.
And here's what you gotta recognize. 2 stocks taken by Poop Eater. Look how little effort it took for him to get those 2 stocks, and look how much he had to give Poop Eater to get rid of them.
That's true, but that just goes to show you that when faced up against anybody of a lesser caliber than Poop Eater, Long freaking Rollins is basically a bye.
Absolutely. W fighters, absolutely. Absolutely.
Great fighters. You love to see them.
Oh,
Oh my absolute goodness.
Adam Pearce said it himself, speaking of calibers, give him the introduction he deserves, guys, because I don't even know what to say about Elton Juan except rest in peace, my friend. It was good knowing you.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, we have seen what a member of the Caliber family can do when pushed even a little bit. But right now, what we're seeing right now is the man who taught Rebecca Caliber the fundamentals. He's the one she grew up with. This is Isaiah Caliber. The man is a legend here at AWW. He's been around forever. The guy does not mess around. It's Isaiah Caliber, okay? Now, listen, the Rocket Man, he's a newcomer here at AWW.
Yeah.
He's a new guy. He's a greenhorn. I'm sorry. I'm gonna say he's a greenhorn. He shouldn't be in this match, Eric. This is putting a sideshow up against the main act.
Yeah, listen. Before there was a Gil Fistman, there was Isaiah Caliber. I think that's all that needs to be said.
That's true. That's all that needs to be said. Let's get this battle started.
And all the support from the fans is behind Isaiah Caliber right now.
Absolutely insane. As Helton Juan is taking the first damage, though, putting Isaiah Caliber...
Yeah, and look, with one swing,
with one strike matching him. Elton Juan's going to definitely need to put a little bit more effort into this fight, a little bit more brain power behind those strikes. I mean, he is the Rocket Man, and he is definitely living up to his name, throwing rocket after rocket at Isaiah Caliber, but Isaiah Caliber's been around for a long time. He's taken every move on the AWW
and
roster.
And you do not shield around Isaiah Caliber, because this is the result. Bonk, you're dead. You're dead. Yup. Isaiah does in fact have that dog in him. Elton Juan able to keep his second stock here fresh, putting on damage on Isaiah, which is smart. You want to get him down to second stock before you even take a lick of damage. But I think he has to do a little bit more than throw these little rockets at him, or he's going to get killed again.
That is true. Not even able to take the first stock from Isaiah Caliber. Elton Juan, he's not making a good showing for himself as a new up-and-comer here at AWW, but we did put him up against one of the hardest acts here on the main show. Ooh, almost a smart placement of that rocket.
What happened to Isaiah Caliber? He lost his way or something? He got lost?
Isaiah Caliber, I will go
Whoa! And never mind. I was going to say that was an impressive dodge of the final, but then he got his shield broken again.
That is true, but he was...
And just, yikes, almost a third time there.
Elton Juan getting a little bit more brains to his brawn right here as he's throwing those rockets. He is able to maneuver his way out of some of these moves now as he seems to be learning as he's fighting. he's starting to give Isaiah back his ones.
He should have learned how to use his final smash because that just went to waste. And when you're fighting someone like Isaiah Caliber, you need all the help you can get.
That is true.
And you die. Okay.
Elton Juan just not making strong decisions or power plays here today. You hate to see it, but at the end of the day, even one of our more skilled fighters would not match up to Isaiah Caliber.
So you gotta wonder, all the things that he is doing to Isaiah, does he even have anything in his arsenal strong enough to physically affect Isaiah for long?
Yeah, it seems to be more of a chipping effect that he's going for here now. But it's slightly working in his favor. He's managed to get him a stock down, and at 153, he might get a double stock out of him before the fight's over, but it's not looking likely as Isaiah...
He got it. He did get it.
Taking 2 stocks from Isaiah Caliber is something to go home and talk about.
Absolutely.
I will say that much. It's not nothing. Elton Juan, not the most impressive showing out here today, but at the end of the day, the numbers speak for themselves.
Absolutely. You know, a loss here is nothing to be ashamed about, but looks like Elton Juan might be going for the victory here!
Building a beautiful...
The upset!
Oh my God! I actually cannot believe this. This is the last thing I expected. What is happening? Elton Juan, the Rocket Man, beat Isaiah Caliber. What is happening tonight, Eric? It's a whole new side of the AWW roster that we are seeing. I believe Adam Pearce nailed it earlier on in the stream when he said that it might just be the sheer nerves of knowing that the whole world has the opportunity to come and see them for the first time tonight. Maybe Isaiah Caliber was not mentally prepared to put on a show in front of so many people potentially, but against Elton Juan, somebody who I don't even believe we've seen win a solos match on his own.
Okay. I think Elton Juan has one of the strongest wills I have ever seen. This man went into this match against one of the greatest of all time, in front of a fan base that had nothing but respect for his opponent and did not give a damn about the Rocket Man. And he still overcame it all. That is grit. That is dedication. And that is Elton Juan, apparently, because he just did the craziest upset I have ever seen in all of my days of combat, sports, entertainment.
Not to mention, he had the audacity to do it in style. A final that I have to say is relatively disrespectful.
Whoa,
building a whole house around your opponent. But look at these comments.
I was just about to say, these commentators. Listen, commentators. Comment section. I understand that was a bit of an upset, but I would not be disrespecting Isaiah Caliber's name like that. If he finds you, it's over for you. There is no you anymore. I would not say he threw. I think that he just got outdone by an opponent on his best night here.
You know, and like I was saying, the nerves can contribute to it.
Absolutely.
We've been preparing for this for 5 years, but that does not mean it's not still a huge event for these fighters.
And Isaiah Caliber, statistically, a bit of a loner.
Bit of a loner, doesn't have anybody to turn to.
Absolutely. Even rivals with his own flesh and blood, his sister Rebecca Caliber, one of his biggest rivals.
Rebecca Caliber had the ability to focus herself in her work outside of AWW to keep her mind distracted. Isaiah Caliber's this is the only thing he's been thinking about for the past couple months. You know he was in his head. Absolutely upsetting. No, I'm gonna get Elton Juan.
That is a smart tactic.
Isaiah doesn't get it. Doesn't get outdone. Well, tonight we have seen some very upsetting results from some very, very easy to write off fighters.
And that damage was pretty close, 329 to 387.
It was very, very close. Okay.
We already had one Rollins brother in a dream matchup for first impressions. And Lil Nicky Rollins will not be outdone going up against the Mega Star Storm with everybody saying PK Night. Okay? Yes!
Now, Eric, because you don't like to adhere to your contractual obligations, you do not know this, but we've already seen both of these fighters in separate singles matches earlier on tonight. Both of these fighters have already debuted in the ring, so this will be the second time, and this will be the time. What?
Is Dice Caliber tripping at him, or is he right?
Yeah.
I'm right. Oh, what?
He's tripping?
We had PK night.
Older brothers have been in the ring. TL put on quite a showing, but Lil Nicky has not yet stepped in the ring.
Oh, Lil Nicky has not stepped in the ring yet?
Hey.
Was I confusing with TL again?
Hey, there's 4 of them, Dice. I understand.
I was going to say,
There's
the
4
Rollins
brothers.
family gets a little bit hard to keep track of.
Yeah.
But
I do not know how you could confuse anyone on the roster with the Megastar Storm.
No, PK Knight has been on. What? We did the chant, though.
When we first put him in the list.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, you see PK Knight, you got to do his chant.
That is true. We do the chant every time we see him. I'm sorry. I've completely lied.
Your excitement still knows no bounds because you're about to see Lil Nicky Rollins go up against PK Knight, okay?
Okay.
2 fan favorites in the future, I'm sure. I know they're favorites of everyone in the office here tonight.
3, 2, 1, go!
Ooh, PK Knight with a strong start off as he just comes out the gate swinging. He is not waiting around for Lil Nicky because Lil Nicky starts off his fights with a extreme speed boost.
Absolutely.
PK Knight knows that, and he's not going to allow him to have that advantage on him.
Both of these competitors, very flashy fighters. There's a lot of skill, a lot of projectiles, and a lot of floating around. Both of these competitors ready to bring their best, but PK Knight is bringing it harder than Nicky is.
Yes, PK Knight with his extremely versatile PK Thunder, a move that both allows him to use it as a... Oh my god!
Big drop kick from PK Knight.
Impressive. Back to what I was saying though, the PK Thunder is an extremely versatile move, allowing him to both using it as an offensive and a defensive move to keep himself from falling out of the ring, while it seems Rollins is more of a offensive-based fighter. You have to wonder, is that going to really be the deciding factor?
Here comes the Megastar Storm! Ooh, good dodge on that first one by Nicky, but the second one, it's gone!
Ooh, intense placement, too, knowing that he has the ability to ride the fine edge of the ring, and just, he's not even worried. 124%, he might even put Nicky in the hospital. Never mind, there it goes. Confirmed, stock.
Nicky obviously getting frustrated. He hates to be upstaged, especially by someone who I'd say the office likes better than. Nicky is very popular around here, but PK Knight, when it comes to popularity, very rarely loses the conversation.
I know, and we were talking about this earlier tonight when it comes to what's more important in this competition. Is it winning the actual fight or getting yourself some fans at the debut of AWW? And I think that PK Knight, whether or not he wins this competition, is going to be leaving.
And he did win that competition!
And he's going to be leaving with even more now that he has won the
PK
first
Knight.
round of the AWW debut tournament.
Impressive showing from both competitors. More so PK Knight. Nicky a little bit off his foot there, or PK Knight was just extremely on foot.
Well, either way, you can see that Lonk Rollins
Nicky,
Lil Nicky.
You're doing it again.
I'm sorry,
I get it.
you know,
I get it.
I mean, they're all over there because they're all, most of them are in the tournament tonight, so
Yeah.
he's over there amongst his brothers,
Yeah.
but you can see him giving PK Knight the respect he deserves.
And you see it. They're giving all the respect. The comment section is also giving all the respect to PK Knight because they know who the Megastar Storm is and they know who the game belongs to, with everybody saying PK Knight. Okay.
That's right, a lot of OKs in the chat. We love to see it, love to
the
see it.
OKs in the chat.
We're going to be seeing more PK Knight in the second round of this tournament, so we're going to be getting ready for that as we're moving on to the next fight where we have Cock and Ball 2 versus Max Mana 2.
A quick first rest in peace to Cock and Ball 1. Tragically, the older brother of Cock and Ball 2, we lost them.
Actually, yes, true. You know, we're gonna take a moment of silence.
Yeah, please.
Okay.
Yeah. A few weeks before things started rolling for first impressions, we lost Cock and Ball 2 in a horrible auto accident.
That is true.
I mean, Cockaball 1. My apologies. A
Well,
little
is it-
shaken up.
Do they still consider it automotive if it's horse-drawn? I mean, I know it's like...
I mean,
he got hit by a semi-truck, but he was... but he was in a horse and buggy when it happened.
I'm sorry, the emotions are overcoming me so much.
It's so hard to talk about. It's just... It's like when you just say it, you know... It's hard to talk about, but...
I do think since an automobile was
That's true.
involved, yeah. Rest in peace to Cockaball 1. Cockaball 2 maybe looking for that moment to show honor to his older sibling here in the first impression of the Showcase tournament. His opponent, Max Mana, the Mage Maestro, a master of the mystical arts, like Doctor Strange, if you will. Absolutely phenomenal. A little bit newer to AWW than most are, but so far, from what I've seen, he's impressive. He is an impressive fellow. Strapping young man, ready to make a name for himself in Amiibo Combat Sports Entertainment.
It is true. We got two young upstarts ready to prove themselves in the ring tonight, so I'm looking forward to some good showings. Got a lot of good Max Manas in the chat right now. He is a mainstay, but you have to wonder if that emotional drive that Cock and Ball 2 has is going to put him up in this match. Because, you know, it's one thing to want to prove to yourself that you have the ability to move forward, but to prove to Cock and Ball 1 that he has the ability to carry on the brand is a whole other thing.
Fighting for yourself is one thing. Fighting for the honor of another is so much more. But it doesn't seem like Max Mana gives a fuck about his dead brother because he's just beating the shit out of him right now.
That's a very beautiful thing you just said there, Eric.
Before
the comment about him getting the fuck beat out of him, but that is true. He is getting the brakes beat off of him by Max Mana right now.
Really is, like,
He is definitely about to read him a bedtime story about his dead older brother.
my condolences absolutely to Cock and Ball 2, but Max Mana obviously has no condolences for the departed.
That is true. Well, you know, Max Mana has always had a lot of respect for the international trucking industry, and being on the other side of the fence on that argument is hard for him to accept.
Wait, don't tell me, bro. Don't tell me Max Mana is looking to injure Cock and Ball 2 in the match he has put to honor his older brother.
Oh my god.
Please, for the love of God, Max, have mercy.
Oh my god.
Max, don't do
Max, call him Mac Truck Mana, because he's about to put Cock and Ball 2 in the hospital. It is written in stone. Call Dr. Dentist. Cock and Ball 2 has been injured. Ladies and gentlemen, it was written in the contract that after this match we were gonna have a minute and a half long memorial speech dedicated to Cock and Ball 1, written and read by Cock and Ball 2, but it seems that Cock and Ball 2 is not in a physical position to read his speech anymore, so we're gonna go ahead and just move on with the show.
He fucking honored his brother's life on this match and it put him in the hospital.
Eric,
He put his brother in hell with
Eric,
that performance.
I think it's a lot. I think it's better for everybody involved if we
Oh my god, you called him Mac Truck Mana, bro. What the fuck? I thought I was the scumbag. Oh my god. His fucking brother is dead, and now so is his dreams of being an Amiibo.
and he doesn't even
superstar,
have.
bro.
He's not, and he's just looking away. He's like,
He doesn't even have the respect to look the man in the eyes.
Oh my goodness. Oh.
This man has turned a grieving Brothers fan base against him. This man in the comment section said all his homies hate cock and balls. The man only wanted to honor his brother. Why, Max?
Yes.
Why have you turned the fans against him in such a manner?
So, this was going to be the part of the show where we transitioned over to the beautifully well-edited memorial photo for Cock and Ball 1, but it just doesn't seem appropriate anymore.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, you fucking think?
good old, it seems, good old Mac Truck Mana, as the chat has been,
That's gonna stick.
yeah, good old Mac Truck Mana, moving forward in the tournament with 440, oh my god! Oh, jeez! Cock and Ball 2, disrespecting his brother's memory. Next fight. Okay.
Saucy said that memorials for his whole bloodline. That's fucked up.
What was the one that I saw that was Max Mana is going? What was the fucking Mac Mana? He needs to leave.
He did. in a
Damn,
fucking
make that
ambulance.
speech for both of them, cause Jesus Christ. Cock and Ball 2 got tortured. Yeah, that was Cock and Ball torture 2.
Oh my god.
Mac Truck Mana went crazy.
Holy shit, Will.
Holy shit! All right.
To the hospital.
Yeah. Cock and Ball go to the hospital. Oh my fucking god.
Holy shit.
Oh my god.
What did he do to deserve that?
His brother died.
Two people I know are in my fucking... I can see it. I can see some fan favorites already. I'm cooking. I'm cooking for the next few shows here.
Alright.
Alright, I'm sorry.
We got Titus Blade.
Titus
Blade.
The Gilded Gladiator, the frattiest of frat bros. He is slamming kegs and slicing heads with that big old sword. Pause.
Up against a young upcoming artist. And upstart.
Yeah.
Baby No Gap.
Baby No Gap, obviously with the biggest front tooth I've ever seen in my life.
Absolutely no gap between
no
those
gap.
frontal incisors.
No gap in the middle. There's a big ass fucking gap surrounding that one tooth. And he has a terrible lisp. Have you ever tried to talk to this man?
No, because I feel disrespectful every time I do.
Yeah, I don't understand a fucking word this guy says.
Yeah, and I'm not very nice about it.
Yeah, I tell him straight to his face. Bro, stop talking to me.
Yeah, I'm like,
You're
shit,
wasting
like,
your breath.
He speaks like he's mumble rapping.
I don't even know how words escape that big fucking thing.
And he's a musical artist. It's the craziest part.
He is?
Oh, I thought he was.
He can't
I
be
mean,
good.
he sounds like some of them.
It can't be good if he is. I don't imagine conversations go well for him. The words bounce right off the back of his tooth and back into his throat.
Yeah, maybe what he was showing me was a poem and not a song. I couldn't understand it. He was trying to show me something. Anyways, let's see how he does against Titus. But Titus Blade's also not the easiest to understand.
Yeah. He's also not a joy to talk to for anyone with a brain.
That is true. So let's let these fighters talk with their fists.
Yeah, absolutely. Which they're both pretty good at.
That is true. Maybe
No
No Gap's so good at talking with his fists, he installed them on the side of his hover chair.
He also put a mouth on it so that it can speak for him.
That is true. Well, he uses the mouth for other things.
Who do you that for?
Well, I was talking to Giga Chad at the gym the other day.
Ooh, nice
and-
parry. Holy shit. And it explodes. You see that?
Yeah,
He tried to bomb him.
yeah. It's like an F. Yeah. See, look, that's what he uses. Yeah.
Ah, it's a can. Never mind.
Oh, you thought he put his dick in it?
I was gonna leave that to the imagination. But yes, that's what I
You have a
thought you meant.
fucked up imagination, Eric Mistoff.
All right, but obviously Titus Blade took the lead here he got the first stock and he's doing pretty decent damage on the second stock here. Baby No Gap's
Ooh, Baby No Gap with a smart play.
Hey,
abandoning
recovered
the hover
and
chair.
took care of his opponent off stage.
That is true, showing off. You know, Baby No Gap has a lot of insecurities about showing off the bottom half of his body, though, so he does not spend very much time outside of his hover chair.
Yeah. There was a miscommunication from the big wig. You know, we were supposed to have some tag team showcases, but we forgot to schedule those. Well, I didn't, because I wasn't here.
Well, it's kind of hard to schedule things with you when you're at a private beach with the company executives where there's a black box that shuts down all the service in the area because you wanted to unplug for a couple hours on the day that we were debuting our fucking brand.
I was trying to get us
for 5 goddamn
deals.
fucking years.
I was trying to get us brand deals, advertisement. This shit needs money in it right now. We need advertisement. We need it.
The advertisement is the ass-kicking fest that's happening right in front of us right now, Eric.
I see a little bit of ass kicking coming from Titus Blade. Not much coming from Baby No Gap because Titus Blade at 192 on his second stock and he keeps coming back. Baby No Gap on one stock. He can't keep the man down at 200.
That is true. Titus Blade, he's been through multiple frat.
There it is, finally. Pitch it off.
There's not much punishment that Titus Blade cannot take. Pause. Because he has been under the hazing of so many frats throughout his years. He's had to eat so much awful food. He's been tased, noogied, drowned in a toilet, waterboarded.
Yeah.
He had to run around campus naked.
Yeah.
He had to crawl through barbed wire naked. He's had to do a lot of things naked that a lot of people would not. And
Worst of all, though, he had to go through a 5-minute conversation with Baby No Gap.
That is that was for him to join ULDWCA's frat.
Whoa!
What is going on tonight, Eric?
I know what's going on later tonight from the looks of this hand rubbing going on the side of the clown car.
Earlier, we made a joking reference about Baby No Gap using the face on his wheelchair for fellatio, but it seems that those suspicions might have been properly founded.
I think they're confirmed now. And Saucy in the chat here, he thought that Baby No Gap didn't have it won, and now he's eating his own words. That's my... Yeah, Baby No Gap with a bit of an upset here in my eyes. I didn't see him walking away with that one tooth in his mouth whatsoever.
Eric, you seem to be a little bit speechless right now.
I am, and so is Anna Pierce behind me because one of his personal favorite Amiibo superstars, the smartest Amiibo in the world, Burb, who coming up training was top notch. He was an excellent Amiibo Combat Sports Entertainment superstar. Nothing but respect to Burb and his intellectual prowess. But this is the Amiibo nightmare he's up against. Clody Rhodes he's up against. Everything that Burb has intellectually, Clody Rhodes has mastered physically. This is literally brain versus brawn. And from Anna Pierce's terrified, petrified face behind me, he knows as well as I do that the Amiibo nightmare is about to come true for Burb.
Absolutely true. The smartest man in the world has very little against the strongest man on his roster.
Yeah.
Clody Rhodes is a long-standing AWW superstar, as I'd go as far to say.
Yeah.
Superstar.
Yeah.
And Burb, he's been around a long time.
Mm-hmm.
He's earned the title that we all call him by, the smartest Amiibo on the planet. So at the end of the day, there's room for upset. There's room for Burb to weasel his way out of this loss, but...
Sure, but if he was really the smartest Amiibo in the world, he'd walk away right now.
He would have thrown the towel in before he got in the match.
Absolutely.
So he's already slipped up once.
see how this goes. It should be impressive from both sides, regardless.
I don't think Burb is gonna wake up from this nightmare. Money on Cody Rhodes. All
A
right.
lot of support for Cody Rhodes here. It could be founded. I would not count out Burb. Okay, I'm gonna stop talking. I'm gonna actually stop talking. The smartest Amiibo in the world!
Oh my God!
The smartest Amiibo in the world!
And absolutely
Look at
sneaky.
the plug walk Burb just did. He knows with that one stock, he is in Cody's head, and
Cody does not like him being in his
he
head.
does not. He just knocked him out of it.
Cody very quickly regaining his control in this battle. He is not happy. Oh my goodness. It is getting brutal out here, folks. That same trick is not going to work twice on Cody Rhodes. He is
Look
definitely...
at that. Burb's calling in backup to fight the big bad bully.
A down smash does not do him very much in the middle of the ring.
Smart, yes, but cowardly. Absolutely, yes, as well. And it still doesn't get the job done. Cody Rhodes is still on top. Only 86% on his second stock. Not enough, Burb.
Ooh, Burb!
The smartest Amiibo in the world. I fucking bite my tongue. Every time that Cody gets on top, Burb seems to flip the script. He is a genius. I don't know how he does it. He knows he can't beat him physically, so he gets him off stage and he puts him in the fucking ground. It is absolutely phenomenal.
Now, Burb has been around a very...
And it still means nothing.
A very long time, but you didn't have enough tricks in that little book of yours to weasel your way out of this one.
The nerd can only do the bully's homework for so long until he still wedges his underwear up over his head and gives him a swirly. And that's what I just saw right there in Amiibo fighting terminology.
That is true. And Cody Rhodes moving forward very expectedly to the second round
But
of the
to
tournament.
be said, even though everyone saw this outcome coming, the support was there for Cody Rhodes, you can't put anything past Burb. He lived up to the moniker smartest Amiibo in the world.
Exactly. He did exactly what he needed to do in his debut.
Twice
He
in the
showed
match.
the Amiibo World Wrestling fans, I am the smartest Amiibo in the world.
Absolutely.
I might not be able to win this fight against a superstar like Cody Rhodes, but at the end of the day, he's not going to make it easy for him.
Yeah. He was not... Cody may have been the obvious choice to win. Burb was not about to just roll over and let it happen. He was going to put up, like you said, before the match even started, he was going to put up everything he could to come out on top. He couldn't get the job done, but twice Cody underestimated his opponent simply because of his physical shortcomings against him in the matchup, but he forgot about the mental game. He forgot why they called him the smartest Amiibo in the world.
That is true. And Cody Rhodes out here putting up a good 376%. But when you look at Burb's fighting techniques, you never look at the damage he's giving. You look at how he gets those eliminations.
Absolutely.
He could go out of a fight with 3 KOs and 90% damage because at the end of the day, he doesn't care about beating you into submission. He's going to outsmart you every single time and write down exactly how he did it in his book.
Couldn't have said it better myself, Dice. That's why they pay you the money to be the lead commentator.
We're getting paid?
Oh, you're not? Okay, never mind.
What were you talking with the company execs about? Like, did they invite you to the beach?
Yeah, what do you think? I invited them? You think I would want it? You think I wanted to miss this? You think I wanted to be on a beach under the nice sun, getting hit by the waves, sipping tequilas and smoking fancy cigars?
No, you're right. That does sound awful. I'm sorry that you had to go through that.
Yeah.
Well,
God forbid I had to do what I had to do.
yeah, no, I'm sorry, Eric. That was really... I didn't think before I spoke, which I usually don't.
You never do.
Well, you know, let's just try to put the water under the bridge on that one. And up next, we have one of the most household names here at AWW.
And no disrespect to her, but one of the most boring Amiibos I've ever seen work. All right? I mean that with all the respect in the world. She is great for what she has overcome. The small town girl from the big old country. She's the sweet Georgia peach, Zendazia. But maybe she should have stayed there because she is not built for Amiibo Combat Sports Entertainment like Blandenborf is. The Gerudo tribal chief, Blandenborf. I guarantee you, by the end of this match, we will see ones up in the chat. The ones up emoji will be in the chat. I guarantee it.
I can almost 100% guarantee it. I would 100% guarantee it if I did not just see Baby No Gap win against Titus Blade. But
And all the other various
upsets. And
Okay, yeah,
things
so
that
you
have
know
made
what?
me want to quit my job.
I might be swallowing those words.
That is
Very
true. We
soon.
already do have a 1-up in the chat, though. So
Absolutely.
Blandenborf is entering this competition with newcoming fans already behind his backing.
Obviously the fan favorite from what I'm saying in the chat. But I'm not going to put anything past Zendazy. She has that metal grit. Mid-match, she just has something. She grits her teeth down, and she puts in the work.
That is true. That's that good old southern grit that allows her to toughen up even against some of our more robust male fighters. She still is able to go toe-to-toe with them, even if just for a few stocks.
Yeah.
She's not one to just be put down.
She's country girl strong for real.
Country girl strong for real. I get my peaches down in Georgia.
Yeah. Speaking of peaches.
Speaking of peaches, she
Notice.
throws a turnip at the
Yeah.
opponent.
Oh, God. That's not good.
Ooh, that's a killer right
Yeah.
there.
Notice he charged it up fully. He knew she was incapacitated, and he still didn't hold back. That's why he's the Gerudo Tribal Chief.
That is true. The Gerudo Tribal Chief, once every 100 years, a very rare opportunity to even see a fighter like this in your lifetime, and we have
50% off of one swing!
Jesus. Here to display his power for the masses to see.
Looking for the big spear here, maybe? Oh, no.
Uh-oh. Zendazia
Ooh.
hits him with her sleeping
Put
spell.
him to sleep. Hit him with a fucking golf club. Takes a stop.
Ooh, take a siesta.
And
She
look at
just
that.
read you a bedtime story.
From 50 damage down to 16.
She's still got one more flower on the other end of the stage. Is she going?
Ooh!
Oh, that's
Wow!
wraps. Oh my goodness, Zendazia managed to weave her way out of that one. Beautiful form as she tosses another turnip. But speaking of turning up, it seems like the Gerudo Tribal Chief has had enough of playing around and debuting his skills. He's ready to put this battle behind him.
I believe that was a shield poke that just killed Zendazia. Yeah, the Gerudo Tribal Chief does not seem to be fucking around at all. I mean, he was going hard from the get-go. Zendazia was just able to give back, but he seems to have turned it up to 111.
That is exactly right. Zendazia, she is a showcase fighter. She's good with the moves. She's good with being flashy. She gets the fans hyped. But the Tribal Chief, he's good at doing one thing, and that's obliterating people. And at the end of the day, unless you're all about the fight, you're just not going to match up.
Ooh, nice parry!
Zendazia able to work
Very
her way out of
brave.
that one. She's seen that move before in this match.
So you gotta wonder, is she learning from that? From earlier, she got hit by it, so now she's able to parry it.
Yeah, she's able to parry it, but at the same time, she just tried to go for her patented turnip toss.
Big axe kick from the Gerudo Tribal Chief. Big double kick, and he...
Oh my god, Zendazia gives it back, though, up to the side of the ring.
Ooh!
That's
Wow! But that metal grit I told you about earlier, she's still in it. That would have felled anyone else in that moment. But the metal grit of the Sweet Georgia Peach lets her hang on a little bit longer. Final stock, 154, and it means nothing. Put the ones in the chat. I see some already. I want some more.
ones.
The Gerudo Tribal Chief demands more ones.
Blandenborf coming out here showing that he is also among the ranks of AWW super stardom. From day one, he is going to show he does not care about the fans, even though he has them. At the end of the day, he cares about the belts and how he's going to get to them.
Glory, the glory, the fame, the power is all that drives the Gerudo Tribal Chief.
Alrighty, and that wraps up the first round of the AWW debuting First Impressions 32-man tournament. We are going on to round 2.
I'm getting a little sneak peek down there. Claudia Rhodes versus Blandenborf is gonna go hard, but let me let me look at where we are right now.
Okay.
Let me not look ahead because we have Rehab Plant who took out Jasmine. I see. I wasn't here for that. That's a bit of an upset to me.
That's what I was saying. This night has been full of absolute gut-wrenching upsets, but I will cut you off here, Eric, because I'm going to say to the fans and to everybody here in the studio that before we continue with the second round of this tournament, we're going to take a brief intermission.
Yeah.
thank you very much for joining us for the first half, and be ready for us to come back here soon with some more Amiibo World Wrestling on the First Impressions debut stream.
We'll give it
Stay tuned.
5 minutes.
Somewhere we're going to say a 5
5
maximum
minute
to 10 minute intermission. Please stay tuned.
Yes.
Go grab yourself a drink. Go grab yourself some popcorn. Go grab yourself your Gilfisman plushies. We are ready to
Wait, I
wrestle.
don't have a Gilf. Who didn't give me one of those?
They are patent pending.
All right. We'll see you guys later.
24/7 lasting motor protection.
And we are back. I hope everyone else is back. I'll give it a few more minutes for everyone to return from intermission, bathroom breaks, and whatever. Unfortunately, Dice Excalibur had to step out for the night. He has other obligations lined up. So now, and I emphasize, big, heavy emphasis on unfortunately, because now I have to broadcast opposite Adam Pierce. He will be my broadcast partner for the rest of the.
Look, Missed Off, I feel like this crowd is going to find out what Melee Mashup is all about way prior to us being ready for it if you keep this shit up.
Oh, I'm so scared. Whatever, man. From what I've seen, there are very little amount of scary individuals on your roster, but one of them is coming up right now, Gil Fistman, who I had the misfortune of missing his first match in the tournament here, but I am glad I get to see this one. And better yet, he's ripping apart one of your own roster members, so it's not like I'm about to lose someone from my roster to Gil Fistman. So, I'll keep a close eye on Gil Fistman, I'll find an answer for him whenever Melee Mashup does come around.
We'll see about that. Missed Off.
We got people coming back. Yes, sir. All right. Rehab Plant versus Gil Fistman, the first match in the second round of the tournament, the First Impressions Showcase Tournament.
Now, Rehab Plant beating Jasmine earlier was a bit of an upset for me. Jasmine is one of my best roster members.
Ooh, Big Barry. Look at that. Did you see how he combo broke?
Yeah.
Kicked him right in the mouth mid-flurry. That's a big-ass mouth. He's not going to miss.
Now, Gil Fistman going full power. Just a couple hits has got him almost to the same damage as Rehab Plant has given him with his multiple flurry attacks.
And he keeps getting out of these flurry attacks, too, if you notice. And just like that, takes the lead with 2 kicks to the jaw. Wait, does Rehab Plant have a jaw?
I think he's 90% jaw, actually. Oh, my God.
And he outsmarts Gil Fistman there, knowing that Gil Fistman won't make it back from that. Very smart, but now he's got to be careful. Gil Fistman's not going to be happy, and one strike could be enough to finish this stalk off.
Big drop kick from Gil Fistman.
Came from the heavens with that axe kick. It was an axe kick. Ooh, big parry by Rehab Plant. You know what? I'm looking at this match. I'm like, okay, never mind. That was a giant spinning back kick to take the
There
stalk.
goes God's fist of fate for you. Got his final locked and loaded.
But he gets some damage done before he rips it. That way, maybe it'll.
Fistman.
Jesus Christ!
It's Gil Fistman. Do you really have to ask if he's gonna deal damage beforehand?
I blink and 64 damage hits Rehab Plant. Ooh, this might get the stock if he keeps him on stage. It will, but he pulled him all the way to the other side. Yup, that'll take the stock. Rehab Plant on 91 on his second stock. Gil Fistman on his last. If Gil Fistman wants to win this, he's got to be careful. Rehab Plant seems to have him scouted. Again, breaking through that flurry. Can't seem to hit these big punches he usually hits on his opponent. Maybe Rehab Plant is just a little too quick for him.
I think Rehab Plant's parrying ability is just so unmatched. Gil is not ready for it.
Even while you were saying that, Gil Fistman immediately parried one of his attacks. So obviously Gil is aware of his parry ability, and he's now mimicking it, learning mid-fight. But it's not enough. 95% on the last stock, and Rehab Plant still has 2 to go. Gil Fistman better step up, or he'll lose in an upset. Wow. Now I'm really not afraid of you. Now I'm really not afraid of you now. Because I just saw your biggest accomplishment on your roster lose to a plant that smoked other plants in his past life.
As much as you aren't afraid of me, Eric, I think you should still be afraid of Gil Fistman.
Probably the smartest thing you ever said. Probably, you know what? I'll stop talking. Great match for both competitors, actually. 219. That's not a bad time to be beaten up. I mean, to unfortunately lose a match. Really even. Both competitors even in damage output. Obviously, neither of them is better than the other one, even though one of them won and one of them lost. That doesn't mean anything. Moving on. All right. Doodle D with the heart of a Texan versus Antivax, who pulled off an upset. I'm told both of these were upset. Well, I saw the first one. I saw Antivax was an upset. And Doodle D beating Tater Tot is a bit of an upset.
Tater Tot had that match from the beginning, but Doodle D just pulled it from behind and just
Whoa.
broke Tater Tot's skull with that giant hammer of his. Now, Antivax, even though he may have outsmarted Insoror in his blind rage, I don't think he can outsmart Doodle D.
Yeah, I don't think so either. But crazier things have happened.
That's true. Crazier things have happened in this tournament.
Yeah, one match ago, crazier things.
3, 2,
One match.
1, go!
Right, Antifax taking the lead here. Nice 53% on Doodle D. I mean, he is a big target. It's not like you're going to miss anything you throw at him. Doodle D missing everything he throws at Antivax.
Yeah.
Literally everything. Can't even use a vortex from his mouth to catch him. Pause? Yeah, pause.
Yeah. I'm not sure what exactly is happening in this tournament. Antifax is normally one of our worst competitors.
Telling me.
We feed him to new people to make them look good. But he just decided to randomly turn up when everybody's watching.
You gotta wonder if he got sick of it. Maybe he's tired of being the punching bag. Maybe now that we're broadcasting it and he's not in the training center anymore, maybe he's decided, you know what, I'm gonna get better. And it seems to have been paying off. Whatever training he's been doing behind our backs is paying off because he takes the first stock here. He's at 95%. Can he get damage off early before losing his?
Well, I think he's sick of everything, or sick with everything rather, as he is an anti-vaxxer. And look at that ugly green skin. That's gotta be contagious. Maybe that's what Doodle D's problem is.
He must be blind. Maybe he has something in his eye, because I don't know what he was swinging at. Antivax was clearly 10 feet away from him for that final smash.
Doodle D finally takes a stock from Antivax.
But notice he's already taken 64% from Antivax.
But
And
he ties it up immediately.
immediately.
Even takes the lead, actually, by a few points of damage.
Dude, he's cooking with fire now.
You got that good old Texas barbecue going for Antivax. If you cook anything enough, you'll boil all the toxins out of it.
And it seems to be working in his favor because he is now firmly in the lead. Nice 27%. 54% on the final stock. Still hasn't gotten rid of him. Still 2 stocks for Doodle D.
From the heavens, but just seemed to not care where Antivax was.
Or doesn't know where he is. Maybe he legitimately is blinded by whatever sense, whatever green mist is emanating off the skin of Antivax. know those cartoons with the stink clouds and the flies buzzing around their head? That's exactly what I imagine standing within 50 feet of Anti-Vax is like. Ooh, big play by Doodle D. Gotta drop the anvil on his head. Doodle D's got his final. Maybe he'll hit it this time. He could end the match right here if he hits that.
I think anything that Doodle D does can end the match.
There it is.
Right off the side
Right
of the stage.
there. Sees his fingertips or all dirty under the fingernails, all fucking arthritis-ridden fingers hanging onto the edge, and he smacks him with his big mallet. And he's having a big old laugh about it.
Doodle D coming from behind again. Pause again. I apologize.
Yeah.
But that seems to be Doodle D's MO in this tournament.
It looks like the support was behind Doodle D for this matchup, and it was well-founded because Doodle D came out on top.
I should expect the support to be behind Doodle D. If you support Anti-Vax, we may need to get you a mental evaluation.
Yeah, I don't agree with you on a lot of things, but I do agree with you on that. 2:59, almost 3 minutes on the dot. 483 to 271. Doodle D clearly the stronger competitor. Anti-Vax is not going to the hospital. You know that. He's not going to have any bruises checked up on. You know he's just going to go straight home, and he's going to say the best remedy for this is just to sleep it off.
Yeah, I know Dr. Dentist has tried his best to
His
convince
absolute
Anti-Vax to see the truth of medicinal growth in the last few years that he's been at AWW. I don't want to say superstar, but he is part of our roster nonetheless.
Yeah.
But Anti-Vax has refused him every time. Dr. Dentist even hit him in the face with a suppository one time, and it did nothing to change Anti-Vax's mind.
Well, I mean, the suppository is actually a pill that goes...
I know.
Okay. Was that a lapse in Dr. Dentist's judgment, or... Maybe he wasn't thinking straight.
I think he was just trying to get
A point across?
any sort of medicine to touch him just once.
You know, I can't blame him for trying.
You know, Anti-Vax's horrible stench or aura or whatever it is that surrounds that disgusting individual just disintegrated the pill before it even touched him.
All right, an impressive showing from both these women in the first round. We have Min Minion versus Stunning Stella. Fists versus feet. Let's see how this goes. And it seems like most of the support is on the side of Stella. You know what? Not a bad idea to get behind Stunning Stella.
You know, I'd like to.
Yeah. Pretty even in the early goings here until Stella, and she's feeling the confidence. I don't know if that's gonna work on someone as focused as Min Minion, but she could try it. Maybe she thinks she has it in the bag. She tried for the sweet chin right there. And then she got one right there, and she takes first stock with only 41.
With another giggle to boot.
She is feeling confident. Stella is not sweating Min Minion at all, already getting her up to 36%, dodging the dragon hand perfectly, comes up off the corner of the stage there. Another kick attempt, didn't get the stunning. Another one didn't get the stun, tried to dodge the dragon fist. That's going to be the stock. That far on the side of the stage, that's got to be the stock. Absolutely. 66 on Min Minion's second stock as Stella goes into hers. Stella has already tried multiple times. She's connected with many kicks, none of them being those stunning kicks that she's known for.
Stella
You gotta
pulling
wonder.
out her fire magic now, trying to switch it up maybe.
Yeah, you know when the fire starts coming out is when she starts taking it a little bit more seriously. You gotta wonder, I lost this one stock. Do I gotta step up my game? Especially when she's not getting the luck she needs on those stunning kicks. And here comes the final. If that can get up to 100, that'll take the stock. It is. There goes Min Minion's second stock. 44 Stella, once again keeping it in the 40s when she takes a stock off her opponent.
Now, the fire may be a signal that Stella is...
There's a stunning kick.
Oh, you hate to see it, but you love to see it at the same time.
It's a guilty pleasure. It is a guilty pleasure. Stunning Stella living up to the name. Another stunning kick on the shield. Dodging both dragon hands. She is dancing around Min Minion right now.
Min Minion gets a decent jab to the chin of Stella.
but literally falling off this stage in pursuit of it. And now Stella's juggling her. Minion with the final smash. Oh, and she dodges the stunning kick. Stella wisely staying above Minion here.
Stella looks pissed.
Yeah, and the last thing you want is an angry Stella as the fireball sends Minion off the top, stunning Stella with the win.
Here she goes, showing her magic to the crowd as she parades around the stage triumphantly.
Yeah. And you know, I'd like to say that it's a bit of a shock to see Minion go down because Minion is a great competitor, but you never bet against stunning Stella, ever.
I need a kick in the mouth.
Oh, Jesus.
That was rough.
That was a rough showing for Minion. Stella clearly on top. 478, 300 plus damage. 300 plus damage more than her opponent did. Stunning Stella is something different. And you see the post-match reaction from the crowd. Everyone very excited. Stella may be a fan favorite here. A lot of support for Stella. Stella no diff. Let's go, Stella. Absolutely. Absolutely. And now we have a matchup between two warriors. The Mecha Menace, She Gunham, and the Prince of Thrip, Breadcrumb. This should be phenomenal.
Two honorable fighters here. Neither of them typically go out of their way to embarrass or discourage their opponents. Instead, just wanting a clean fight most of the time, which I can respect personally.
Yeah, you would, Pansy. Me, I'm all about the grit and the tits, baby. I'm talking slaps. I'm talking spitting in the face, kicking in the dick. Get the job done. Get the win. But I do, at least to some degree, have respect for both of these competitors. You can't argue with the results, even if they want to be Boy Scouts about it. You see, it's pretty even right now. Ooh, a big clash! Both competitors taking a minute to admire their opponent's work. And She Gunham surviving everything for Breadcrumb, who is one of the strongest members in the AWW roster, and he finally takes the stock at 62%.
Breadcrumb racing around the stage with his superior speed to She Gunham.
Absolutely. I mean, it's a little bit hard to move that fast when you're in a mecha suit. It does have its disadvantages, you know, speed being one of them. But the power, she was able to survive being juggled around by the strength of Breadcrumb. And she sets up for the big laser!
Here we see one of the big advantages of being in a mecha suit, the power beams.
Yeah, a giant fucking power beam that takes down even the Prince of Thrip. Second stock for both competitors. She Gunham hasn't even been able to touch while she goes down to her last stock. Breadcrumb firmly in the lead. Extremely confident.
Oh. Breadcrumb maybe trying to end this match a little early, it seems like.
He wants to see the chat wants to see Breadcrumb do something. I'm pretty sure that was said earlier because right now we are seeing him do something. He is absolutely tossing his opponent around. Respect given, of course. He probably does feel a level of respect for She Gunham, but he obviously is not taking it lightly as he takes the win. The Prince of Thrip comes out on top. Excellent showing from She Gunham, but you just can't match up to a competitor like Breadcrumb.
He just has too much power behind that sword of his.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, have you seen the guy's biceps, the traps? He is crazy built. So swinging that thing around, it's probably like a butter knife for you and me. Mm-hmm. That's a two-handed sword.
It is, and he wields it one-handed 90% of the time.
He's just built different. He's just built different. Ooh.
Another excellent match for you folks. Rebecca Caliber versus Long Frickin' Rollins. Two of the hardest hitters and two of the best swordsmen and women of AWW.
Yeah, these two right here, they have perfected their craft. They are the top notch, the upper echelon of Amiibo Combat Sports Entertainment. If you're wielding a sword and you see Long frickin' Rollins or Rebecca Caliber across a dark alley from you, run in the opposite direction. You won't get very far, but that's your only option. This is one for the history books.
3, 2, 1, go!
King Nas is saying he's loving lungs, but he wants to see Rebecca get it. And you know what? She is getting it right now, juggling Long frickin' Rollins. Has he even touched the stage? There he goes. And he's immediately returned to the 33%, but back up in the air he goes as Rebecca continues to juggle Long around. She doesn't even want to. You know what? That's smart, because as soon as Long touches the stage, that's where he does most of his best work.
Yep. Oh, Long makes it back. I was not expecting that for as far off the stage as he was. Although I don't think he's coming back this time.
There it is. Rebecca Caliber. Not afraid to use her smarts to take a stock, even though she absolutely could have killed him at that point.
Now, for those of you who are here for the OVW days, you know Long frickin' Rollins has lost a battle to Smarts before. Him and Burb had a pretty nasty feud for a while.
Yeah.
And Burb actually came out on top, but...
Ooh, lapse of judgment there from Long. Shot it a little bit high. He really needed that final to connect, too.
Seems bringing up Burb has enraged Long a little bit, made him
throw off his
miss
focus
his
a little
shot.
bit.
But brings out his signature bomb.
Rebecca just tosses it aside. She doesn't give a damn about it. Maybe saving the final here? No, she rips it. Long on his fucking final stock, 106. Rebecca Caliber, while still on 3 stocks, we could see an injury if Long doesn't lock in right now, and it looks like that's exactly what he's planning on doing. Uh-oh, no. Oh, no.
We see Rebecca Caliber
Oh,
juggling
God.
Long frickin' Rollins again.
159 is Rebecca Caliber. Long needs to get this stock out of the way as soon as possible, or risk going to the hospital.
He might not come back. Oh, he makes it.
Takes it back.
Now he has to hit this.
There it is! The bomb
It is.
stun! Hits her in the forehead with the bomb to lock her in place for the big arrow. And now Long is cooking with fire. Now Long is cooking with fire.
But will it be enough? He has lost so much damage on this final stop.
Yeah, he's giving up way too much. I don't think he can make the comeback, but he at least saved himself a trip to Dr. Dentist. I think that the end approaches very soon.
I think the end of...
I think the end approach. Oh, whoa, wait. Long frickin' Rollins has gotten Rebecca on her last stock. Now, if he can turn this around, that would be an injury for her. Oh my God. Oh my God, Long is turned up on the final.
Oh, he was so close
Yeah, he
to
was.
bring it back.
And Rebecca literally just slapped him in the mouth. No, enough. I mean, she is a school teacher, so she probably knows a little bit about disciplining. She just put him in the corner. It's timeout time. You do not get to go out for recess. An impressive win by Rebecca Caliber and an impressive showing, as always, by Long frickin' Rollins.
It seems Rebecca Caliber has put Long frickin' Rollins and ISS in stage suspension.
Yeah. And just like that, the man who beat the other Caliber twin, Elton, won the Rocket Man up against PK Knight. Okay, let's see how this goes. Could Elton pull out another upset?
You know, he beat Isaiah Caliber, which I'm still reeling about. But this is the Mega Star Storm. He seems to be a favorite with the crowd already, and he is an excellent fighter to boot.
Oh my God! Oh
Not
my
even
God!
Elton
Oh
won
my
3.
God!
He does not care about Elton Juan's little rockets, as he has the PK Snipe.
Ooh, he took the PK snap. The Elton Juan's got it in his pocket.
I didn't know he knew how to do that.
I didn't know it was possible. How do you take lightning and literally put it in your pocket? But it doesn't mean anything because PK Knight already had him at 120. Did you see the combo in the first stock PK Knight put him up to 120 with? It was insane. The man is fluid. He's like watching magic happen right before your eyes. Elton Juan with his final ready. 99 on PK Knight. PK Knight needs to get a little bit more damage before losing that stock, but he doesn't. Only 5% as PK Knight goes to his second stock.
Although PK Knight returns dangerously close to his final. And unlike his counterpart, who is similar to him, PK Knight is an expert at using his final smash.
Already hit him with 2 there. Hit him with a
3.
3rd. And there's the 4th to take the stock! PK Knight 38 on his second stock. Elton Juan down to his final. 38% already. PK Knight is... Oh, he dropped a goddamn bowling ball on his head! Holy shit! That fucking probably hurt. Holy shit!
Now, no matter how good of a fighter you are, no matter how resilient you are, cartoon bullshit will always prevail.
And he takes the stock. He has his final going into the 3rd. He is at 89, though. He's got to be careful. PK Knight is a hard hitter. 41%. If he pops this in the right place, he can get the upset victory. There it is.
Yeah.
Elton Juan on a hot streak with upset victories. Elton Juan just may be a sleeper, as Chad has said. I think I have to agree. After 2 upset victories like that, 1 over PK Knight, you gotta wonder, where has Elton Juan been hiding this prowess? And where will he go from here?
I don't know. He's beaten 2 of our best fighters tonight. One of our hardest hitters and one of our smartest amiibo. But in training, he never showed this level of skill. So I'm not sure where this is coming from, Eric.
Like Dice was saying earlier in the night, you gotta wonder if being in front of the crowd, it didn't prohibit PK Knight from doing anything. Obviously, in his first match against Nikki, he was still on top. In this match, he was still performing very well. He's perfectly fine with crowds, but maybe the live crowd gave something more to Elton Juan, too. Maybe it awakened something in him.
Indeed.
And now we move on to the Mage Maestro, Max Mana, who in the first round against Cock and Ball 2, we will check back in to see how he's doing in the hospital right now. Max Mana became a fan favorite. Mac Truck Mana, yeah, there's the Mac Truck Mana in the chat. He will go up against Baby No Grab, who fell Titus Blade in the first round.
You know, I have to wonder, can Max Truck Mana use his magic, perhaps, to fix Baby No Cap's tooth?
If he couldn't use his magic to even go easy on Cock and Ball 2 in his grieving moments, I doubt he would do anything to help this man's fucked up grill. This man cares about nobody's well-being except his own, clearly. It is actually even, like, on the dot, damn near. These two are seemingly toe-and-toe with one another. Both floating around the stage with ease. Max Mana in the lead a little bit here, but Baby No Gap still giving it back, tying it back up again. That's insane.
Max Mana seemingly not wanting to even use his magic much this round. Instead, just smacking No Gap in the tooth.
He's trying to knock it out.
I'm sure if you knock the tooth out, it would be at least a little bit easier to understand him. Sound like someone without their dentures in, but
yeah, at least there's nothing obstructing.
Yeah.
Max Mana took the first stock, 23.92 for Max Mana on the third stock. 30 is Baby No Gap on the second stock, almost 40. Max Mana very comfortable here in the early goings of the match.
both fighters close to their final, but Baby
There
No Gap
it is.
gets
Baby No Gap
first.
pops it, and that's going to take the stock. If Max Mana is caught in that X,
Oh, he escaped.
how in the hell did he slip that? Max Mana is built different.
Now Max Mana ready with his final.
Oh, God.
Seems like he doesn't even want to use that either. Just content to keep smacking Baby No Gap into 2.
And it cost him here. It cost him. Now finally down to his second stock as Baby No Gap is on 101 on his second stock. Max Mana close to his final. Obviously, he had the timer running down, but since it didn't run out completely, he gets to keep a little bit of that bar. The fans firmly behind Mac Truck Mana. What is that play from Baby No Gap? And it doesn't matter. And Max Mana is notorious for having one of the greatest recoveries in the entire roster.
And here he goes to activate his final smash.
And that's going to kill. Immediately. Over 100%, that's a death from that final. Absolutely. Mac Truck Mana. One of the very rare opponents where if you fought someone smarter like Burb, who was expert at throwing people off the stage and keeping them there, I don't think that would work on someone like Max. The man just flies around the stage.
True. Max Mana, I've seen him be completely off the screen and still just make it back to the stage without even a little effort.
Yeah, the man is something that he might actually be a superhero. He can literally, I mean, he's magic. Of course he can fly. Down to 1 stock for both men. Baby No Gap 39, but look how close he is to his final. There it is. He's going to pop it.
Max slip it twice.
No, not this time.
But doesn't do much.
Didn't really do that much damage. So Baby No Gap is going to have to work extra hard now and get rid of Max before he gets his final once again.
Max Mana seemingly finally ready to use his magic in this match.
Maybe because it's coming down to the wire.
It is very close. I feel Max Mana had him, or thought he had him on the ropes.
For a minute there he did. He had him up on 2 stocks, but now they're both down in their last stock. Dangerously high are both men. This could come down to 1 fatal hit. Whoever gets 1 hit could take the whole match. Ooh,
A nice poke by Max Mana. Both fighters now over 100 on their last stock. Any hit could be the last in this match.
Look at that Max Mana, like you said, off stage, he still comes back. He's got his final. If he hits this, it's over! Mac Truck Mana with another victory. He advances into the tournament. The 3rd round of the tournament goes Max Mana. Baby No Gap, thank you for coming. A good showing from you, but it just was not meant to be. This man has no mercy in his soul, no remorse in his eyes.
No respect in his heart. Doesn't even look his opponents in the eye after he embarrasses them.
Oh, that's embarrassing. That is embarrassing. Yep, the love is there for Mac Truck Mana. And now look what we have. This is what I've been waiting for. 2 horses. A big, meaty fight between 2 strong Amiibo. The Amiibo Nightmare, Clody Rhodes, goes head-to-head with the Gerudo Tribal Chief, Blandon Porf. This seems familiar to me for some reason.
Yeah, I am getting a sense of deja vu.
Yeah, it's just the weirdest deja vu. I feel like I've seen this somewhere before. I can't put my finger on it, but
I could put my finger up for the Tribal
the
Chief.
Gerudo Tribal Chief.
Blandon.
Absolutely. But every time the Amiibo Nightmare steps into the ring, he just makes me say, whoa. So,
let's just get it started, Eric.
Okay, let me know if that is a little bit better for the audio, for the mic audio, as we go into this matchup. Clody Rhodes versus Blandon.
3, 2, 1, go!
Blandon with the first strike here with a big fist to Cody Rhodes' face. Cody Rhodes answering immediately.
Big damage. And obviously, Cody Rhodes has the blade beam. He doesn't have to get in close like Blandon needs to. Blandon doesn't have many range options. Cody at least has the one. And there it is again. He loves you. Oh, but his recovery's not so good. So the Gerudo Tribal Chief, even though he had his back to the wall, he squeaks out the first stock. Big upwards strike by and a big one from the Gerudo Tribal Chief as well. These men seem to go back and forth, a very similar offense here. But the Gerudo Tribal Chief takes another stock. The Amiibo Knight. This is looking really familiar to me for some reason.
Oh, we're gonna see it. Ooh-ah.
Choke slam. Ooh! Ah! The A didn't do very well. Oh God! No way! No way! Okay, there it is. Oh! No way! Okay, there it is. Holy shit!
Oh, that was close.
Okay, we're glad that we can get the mic audio situation fixed. The fans trying to get behind Clody here. They're a little disappointed by the performance he's putting on thus far. I don't think he's doing bad. I just think Blandon's doing better on the night. God fucking damn!
Someone check Cody Rhodes' face for 2 giant boot prints as he is buried under the stage.
Put the ones up for the Gerudo Tribal Chief. He earned his respect. You will acknowledge him. Impressive showing in this showcase tournament from Cody Rhodes, but the Amiibo Nightmare is going through a nightmare of his own.
Despite the stock difference, that damage was pretty close.
Yeah,
Just
it was.
showing how hard of a hitter the Tribal Chief truly is.
Yeah, and so is the Amiibo Nightmare. The American
I don't
Nightmare is
know who
somebody different.
I don't know who you're talking about. This is Amiibo Combat Sports Entertainment.
You're absolutely right. I couldn't help but see the similarities between the two, baby. But moving on, we are here with Rehab Plant, who fell Jasmine and Gil Fistman, going up against Doodledee, who fell Tater Tot and Anti-Vax. A couple of upsets right now, and these two go into the match together. I don't even know who comes out on top.
3, 2,
Looks like the supporters for the Purple Haze, obviously Rehab Plant, who rehabilitated himself from his marijuana addiction, but he still has the Purple Haze deep within his soul. It is a part of him now. It is in his essence as these two go to battle.
Pretty even damage so far.
Yeah, early going into this matchup, Doodledee takes the power, probably the stronger of the two, but Rehab Plant probably the more ferocious and definitely the quicker.
For sure.
Still even matchup here.
It seems every one hit that Doodledee gives, Rehab Plant answers with 5 of his own, keeping it.
That's gonna break
my
the shield! Big swing from the Texas native.
I do believe only a few people have ever broken the shield of Rehab Plant.
And that was the first time it was done for the...
Oh my
No
god.
fucking way I just saw that. He dragged him down to the pits of hell. Doodledee looking absolutely monstrous here in this matchup. I don't know what awoke in him between the second and third round, but he is going crazy right now.
From the top platform, this might give some extra boost, but not quite enough.
No way!
God! Our second injury of the night. Rehab Plant is beaten into submission by Doodledee, who brought the heat from Southern Texas.
Doodledee just injured the man who beat Gil Fistman.
And he's laughing.
Bro, Doodledee just injured Rehab Plant and made it look easy.
I was hoping for less injuries on our
First show.
first show, but we can't stop what happens here.
No, we cannot. Going into this next matchup, is a clash of morals here. Obviously, very respectful and humble Prince of Thrip, Breadcrumb, going up against the self-centered egomaniac that is Stunning Stella.
Now, Breadcrumb may be a little bit faster, but he has nothing except that one piece of shoulder armor that can block her stunning stomps or sweet chin kicks.
She's fishing for him earlier here. The big fire already. That means she knows what a threat Breadcrumb is, and she's not taking him lightly at all as she looks to take the first stock early on with only 26 done to herself. Breadcrumb now coming back, and he takes a stock just like that in 2 moves. Breadcrumb takes a stock off the top platform.
Breadcrumb, especially with his healing factor, knows how to take a hit, but he also knows how to bring it back immediately.
Stella's feeling herself a little bit here. I don't know if that confidence is warranted considering she's a stock down and hasn't even taken one of Breadcrumb's yet. Breadcrumbs, just got stomped into oblivion as I was talking him up. Stunning Stella looking to drag Breadcrumb off stage with her final. She gets it. Not going to be enough to kill.
And now Breadcrumb has his own. Will he be able to hit it? Or will he wait?
No, he will not. He wants to lock this win in as quickly and conveniently as possible. He knows what a threat Stella can be, especially when the later on in the match that goes, the more those stunning kicks are going to hit. And you do not want to be around for those. Right there! That's exactly what I just said!
Right in his jaw.
You do not want to stay in a match with Stella long enough for her boots to start walking because they will walk right over you. And now the heat is on for Breadcrumb here. But he gets it done, swerves out of the way of another stomp, and takes the victory against Stunning Stella. The Prince of Thrip advances. Absolutely impressive showing from both. A wonderful first impression from Stunning Stella, if I may say so. Very even damage here from both competitors as well.
Only a 12% difference.
Breadcrumb goes into the quarterfinals. No, semifinals. Semifinals. These are the quarterfinals. And once again, Rebecca Caliber, who took out Peachcrumb and Long Frickin' Rollins. But on the other hand is Elton Juan, who took out her brother Isaiah and PK Knight. Can he make it 3 upsets in a row to advance to the semifinals? What are you thinking right now, Annam?
I think even though he may have beaten Isaiah Caliber and PK Knight, Rebecca seems to have a renewed vigor after coming back from her match with Gil Fistman a few weeks ago. She came back from injury swinging and has taken out 2 of our top competitors already.
All right. So this should be impressive. You know what? Elton Juan is making a believer out of me. I would love to see him overcome Rebecca Caliber and advance to the semifinals. And hell, maybe even take the whole goddamn thing home. Is that crazy of me to say?
Not with what we've seen tonight. With the way this tournament is going, anything is possible.
Right, let's see how this goes. Ooh, rare misstep from Rebecca. She takes 2 rockets from the Rocket Man. Elton Juan, shatters the third. Look how much damage that did. 1 attack from Rebecca Caliber dwarfs 2 from Elton Juan. And even a third only matches it.
Rebecca doing her best to stay above the Rockets, a smart move.
But Elton Juan also seemingly keeping her at bay, smacking her away and just sending rockets her way. He's got her number. I want her number.
Me too. Yeah. Oh,
ooh, that was dangerously close.
Split his skull.
Ooh, the tree planted takes care of Rebecca. He takes first stock, 79%. He may be too much for Rebecca Caliber. The Rocket Man keeping her at bay, shipping damage, and he takes her out with a big move at the right time. Rebecca is going to have to get in close somehow to try and do any amount of damage to Elton Juan here. But he is... It's seemingly... He is perfect to counter her. Oh, there it is.
Now, Rebecca Caliber, normally not one to waste a final smash at such high damage, but the way this is looking, it seems Elton Juan might have forced it out of her.
You gotta wonder if she's nervous. She's seeing how well Elton Juan is doing later. She obviously knew him in the training days, and now here he is stepping up his game, beating her brother, and also PK Knight. You gotta think she sees that and says, "I gotta step up my game. God damn, I gotta step up my game." And it seems Rebecca is done playing games because now, where Elton had a full stock lead, it is now not so much as he has 106 on the second stock. He does get the second stock here, putting Rebecca on her third, but he is not far away from death, and she is able to get in close now. Oh my god.
For those of you who haven't seen her much, when Rebecca starts fighting off stage, it gets disrespectful very fast.
Oh god. And this is what Elton Juan has been avoiding all match. Rebecca being in close with a 3-hit combo puts him at 61. You gotta keep her close, far away again, Elton. If you let her get close, it's gonna be wraps. And here it is, 87%. Dangerous! There it is!
Split his skull and set him into the ground. Do not underestimate Rebecca Caliber.
Rebecca was fishing for that hammer spike the entire match, and the one time she needs it to connect, of course, it will come into fruition. That is just what kind of psychological fighter she is. She knew when she needed it, it would come through for her, and there it is. Elton Juan, a very impressive first impression from you, my friend, but Rebecca Caliber needed this victory, and so that is what she got.
Our chat seems to be big fans of Rebecca Caliber, seemingly forgetting about Elton Juan.
It seems, maybe they didn't forget, maybe they remember very well who Elton Juan beat to get where he was. Maybe that put a mark on his back, a target on his forehead. Maybe they didn't even want him to advance this far. Maybe they wanted the Isaiah Calibers and PK Knights of the world to advance to this stage.
Very true.
And now moving on to the last match in our quarterfinals, the Mage Maestro, Mac Truck Max Mana, going up against the Gerudo Tribal Chief, Planeborg. Mystical arts meet big hands.
Considerable size difference here, but
Yeah.
that means nothing to Mac Truck Max Mana.
Look at this fucking fly you're riding right in front of our screen. The audience obviously couldn't see that, but that guy, I wanted to punch the shit out of him. He's trying to block my view of this excellent match as Max Mana has Blandon on the ropes in the early going of the match. 118 looking for the kill, but the Gerudo Tribal Chief is not going to give it up that easily, even though he has thus far.
He's still in it.
Here comes the Mac Truck, baby! Max Mana putting the Gerudo Tribal Chief in his place and telling him to acknowledge Max Mana. Floating around the sword. The Tribal Chief looking to get a little irritated here, but he can't even seem to get a decent amount of damage, which is very rare. Ooh! He dodged the ooh, didn't get all of the ah, and Max Mana is still on his third stock.
Max Mana just might be too slippery for the Gerudo Tribal Chief here.
I agree wholeheartedly. He is dancing. Look at the confidence. Max Mana just slips right behind the sword swing. The Gerudo Tribal Chief, he might not even know where the hell Max is 90% of the time in this matchup. He has to get focused.
Oh, God. Even with those big-ass clown shoes, Max Mana...
There it is. There it is. I was just about to say we might have another injury on our hands and a huge upset.
As I speak about big shoes, a gigantic axe kick from Blandon.
landing, going for the heavy hits. Max happy to do chip damage and get far away to recuperate. Another dodging of the ooh-wah! I've never seen someone dodge 2 spears from the tribal chief. No way. Max Mana with dominance might finish this match as the victor. Max Mana with a 2-stock lead beats the Gerudo tribal chief Max Mana, trucking on into this tournament. You can put the ones down now, says Max Mana.
Looks like he's got his key ready for his truck anyway.
The crowd was split in their decisions here while the match was going on. They didn't know who the hell to cheer for, the tribal chief or the Mack truck, but the Mack truck comes out on top. Oh my God. He beat
Jesus.
the dog piss out of Bland and Porf, boy.
That is not something you hear us say very often.
No. And usually when you do, it's someone who stands at 7'3", not 5'4" like Max Mana. All right, the semifinals. Doodledee, who has a plethora of upsets under his belt, up against Breadcrumb, who we expected to make it this far. Could he squeeze out one more upset, or will Breadcrumb advance to the finals?
I think Breadcrumb, being who he is, just has the speed and the power to match Doodledee. Most of Doodledee's opponents so far have had one or the other. But Breadcrumb has both and his patented healing ability.
Yeah, he's got a lot of advantage here. I don't see what counters Doodledee has. Oh my God! I thought he would get away from it, but Breadcrumb dragged him down with him.
Breadcrumb, realizing he would not make it back to the stage, taunted Doodledee out to the
Into the
outside
open,
and took him down with him. And
oh my God!
Enormous smash off the ledge.
Very rarely does Breadcrumb hit that ledge smash, but he hit it when he needed it, and now he is dominating Doodledee. Dodging the hammer swing. Breadcrumb is in control of this matchup. Doodledee doesn't know what the hell is hitting him right now. He has not seen anything like Breadcrumb. Whiffs the final, but it very rarely matters for Breadcrumb, the Prince of Thrip. Emphatically, dominantly moves on to the finals of the tournament. You could never count out Breadcrumb for being in the finals of this thing.
That may have been our quickest match
Holy
of the night.
shit.
And it was against the gigantic Doodledee, who can normally take such a beating before he's taken out of the stage.
Doodledee went into this match with a wave of momentum behind him, and Breadcrumb did not care. He snuffed out that wave in 58 seconds.
Oh, remember, Breadcrumb in the OVW days was the AWW champion and retained that championship against 5 other opponents
Absolutely.
at the same time.
In the training days, the OVW AWW championship, Breadcrumb, possibly the greatest to hold it, and he is looking to make it official here in front of the audience whenever crowning achievement comes around. 58 seconds he fell Doodledee. I am excited to see him go into the finals. Goddamn is correct. The bread emoji in the chat. I love that there's so many emojis. And the other half of the semifinals, we have Rebecca Caliber, who has been dominant this entire tournament, going up against Mac Truck Mana, who you could say the very same for.
Can Rebecca Caliber handle his general goofiness when it comes to these matches? As she has always been a serious fighter.
There is nothing goofy about what Max Mana has been doing tonight. I guarantee you. I'd say it's downright sinister what he has been doing to people.
I think it's criminal what he did to Cock and Ball too.
And Rebecca Caliber
tonight.
seems to have taken it personally, as she takes him out with only 38% on herself. But Max building her up easily with a juggling technique, something we know Rebecca is famous for, as she tries it her own. So she said, this is how it's done, kid. This is how you get it done.
Damn. She said, that's enough of that, you little punk. But it's Max Mana. You can't take him off the stage.
Yeah, you're not going to take him off the stage. And it looks like he gets the final. Maybe a little nervous there because she was at 128. Anything he would have done could have killed her. But maybe he didn't want to risk getting in close and getting juggled again.
I understand that completely.
Because look what's happening as soon as he gets... Oh, there he goes. And here he comes. Like it meant nothing. This might be the first time Max has been nervous in this matchup. Obviously, like we said, Rebecca Caliber, a teacher of tomorrow's future in the youth of the present. Maybe she saw what he did to Cock and Ball 2 and felt some sort of way about him taking advantage of a man in his grieving process.
Eric, I think the end approach it here soon.
I also think the end approach sometime very soon. Max Mana. Ooh, able to wait out the clock. Smart, but he has to do something to her. Holy shit.
God. Oh, she
There it
tries
is.
it again.
She parried 4 freeze attacks and then tried her patented hammer spike, but Max Mana able to survive long enough to get the stalking on. He's got his final charged up again. He misses. Max Mana 102. Rebecca Caliber 23. This is not looking good for Max, but Mac Truck Mana keeps on trucking. He's trying his counter for the first time in the tournament, and it means nothing to Rebecca Caliber. I gotta tell you, I was expecting these two in the finals. An impressive showing from Max Mana, who I guarantee you the Mac Truck has pulled out and shown the fans who he is. He hasn't done it in the most morally correct way, but the fans didn't seem to care at all. But the Mack truck runs out of gas here as Rebecca Caliber advances to the finals. And ladies and gentlemen, before we get to the final match of the evening, finishing off the First Impressions Showcase Tournament, I want to thank everyone for coming out and enjoying First Impressions. I know I was a little late, but look what happens when I showed up. It really started to pick up. Alright, First Impressions, from what I've seen and from what I've heard beforehand, has been nothing but excellent, and you have all been a part of it. We look forward to seeing you around time for Stipulation Showcase live stream event. That'll happen next Sunday. Now let's get into the final here. Rebecca Caliber versus the Prince of Thrip, Breadcrumb.
Two old friends, definitely two old sparring buddies. Breadcrumb, Burb, and Rebecca have been good friends for quite a while, but that doesn't stop them from absolutely annihilating each other in the ring.
It's pretty, literally even right now. Look at the dodging going on from both competitors. This is as good as it can get. Skill meets skill. Power meets power. Speed meets speed. These two are evenly matched in every way imaginable. And Rebecca knows better than Doodledee did. Don't go out there when Breadcrumb's out there. He will drag you right down with him. Rebecca with the juggle, looking to take clear advantage here. Breadcrumb not able to get most of his power moves off. A little too quick is Rebecca Caliber.
Breadcrumb approaching his final right now.
There it is. He pops it. It connects. Will it get the kill from across the map? Yes, it does. 106 on the second stock as Rebecca finally makes her way to the second stock. Ooh, went for the hammer spike.
Again, staying just out of reach of Breadcrumb's jumping slash attack.
Oh, once again, Rebecca baits it out and evades it. Not looking good for the Prince of Thrip. 0% on her second stock as Breadcrumb is on 27 and the end approaches. Can this be it? That close to the stage? Just like that? No. The Prince of Thrip obviously strong enough to hold on. I bite my tongue on even thinking that he would go out that early. The hammer
Although-
spike.
Rebecca is not letting up.
That might be it. He makes it back! He's learning!
Solid smack by Breadcrumb, but not enough, it seems like. Rebecca just tossing him to each side of the ring. He almost caught her in the drop slash.
The hammer spike! There it is. The winner of your showcase tournament for first impressions is Rebecca Caliber. This will give her a nice wave of momentum moving on to Stipulation Showcase and therefore on. I am excited to see more of everybody in this tournament, especially these two finalists. And we will check in. Right now we're getting word. Rehab Plant is going to be out for a while. I think he's actually going to miss the rest of these Kickstart shows, the Kick Street live stream events. I don't think we'll see any more of Rehab Plant, unfortunately.
Have we heard anything from Cock and Ball 2?
Yeah, we have, unfortunately. Let me
I think the fans would like an update.
Let me just
I
switch
for
here.
sure would like an update.
Fans of AWW, it is unfortunate that I have to bring this news to you. We have lost Cock and Ball 2.
Oh my god.
This is he succumbed to his injuries. These things can happen in the Amiibo Combat Sports Entertainment world. It is very physically demanding. So we will have another moment of silence for Cock and Ball 2, if you would please. All right, thank you. Thank you all for your condolences, your sadness. We are heartbroken here. Our thoughts and prayers go out to the family of Cock and Ball 2. I'm just heartbroken. I'm deeply saddened by this news. We again, our thoughts and prayers out to the family, and we thank you all for coming out. We apologize for you having to witness the last match, the first and last televised match of Cock and Ball 2. We will see you next Sunday, which is September the 1st, I believe, for the Stipulation Showcase live stream event where we will be showcasing all of our extreme match types. We are very excited. It's going to be absolute mayhem. So thank you for coming out, and we will see you then. Cock and Ball 2 the sequel.
Oh my